What's up, everybody? It's me, RDV, or should I say, hello, everybody. That was a little puppet. Um,
Or
for-
hello, everybody.
we'll get to that when we talk about that book. No, honestly, a lot of cool books out this week. Not so much for Marvel that I noticed, But again, if you're a Marvel fan and you did find something in Marvel books that you actually do enjoy, let me know in the chat or in the comment section down below. And also click that like button and hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 600. We're only a few away. It's just been a kind of crazy adventure. We've been doing this channel for 3 years, almost 4. I think at least 3. I can't remember. I was confused. It runs together, but I can't believe it went from 50 sub celebration last year to almost like to 1,000. This is insane.
See, and that's right around the time that I started coming on. No,
Jeff, I started to watch one of your videos today.
Really?
Yeah, I gave up. There, now that's your humility for crediting yourself with going from 50 to 500.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. So
you see, I noticed how you said you started watching it. That didn't mean
I did, but I didn't realize that I was supposed to be on a live stream in like 30 seconds after.
Hey,
time management.
In all fairness, I think Geekeasy's got probably newer videos than you do.
No, so yeah, I was watching this video. Oh, good Lord, my memory's horrible. It's the one you did last night. What did you review last night?
I think it may have been either Batman Hollywood Night or
First Night?
No, Hollywood Night or
it might have been that one because I like the graphics and the theme in the beginning. I wasn't expecting that.
It's all stock. Well, the music is stock.
Well, I don't. Still, it's more than I know how to do.
Right. Dude, I let the other puppet do all the graphics and all stuff, as far as the channel going to open the entrance. But I just wish we get away from that music though. For a Geeky Puppet Show. But anyway, I got 11 books this week. Plus I have more back issues too. I went through the big box shop, I like to call it. They had a lot of cool back issues. Eric saw a couple of them last night, previewed.
And where do you see what I got this week?
Ooh.
I can.
Is this something you bought or something you're grading for the shop?
No. I actually bought some stuff from the stuff I was grading the other day, which usually don't find anything that I really want.
Right.
But this week I can say I'll see your Spectre and
yes. All right, so I'll jump right into this.
That purple tag Hulk 181 is still available at my shop if anyone wants. No, people still haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Is that Immortal or Unyielding Hulk?
No,
the normal 181.
No, it's the unaffordable Hulk.
Yes, they want $3,900 for a purple tag.
I'd rather have him purple pants than just wearing a tag.
I got that for like $180, and I'm like 180 at a show in the late 80s. I can't imagine. I said there was ever a time when I could pull that in under 200.
Crazy.
Yeah.
E-Rock Breen will see your Spectre and become one. At least just get his name right if you're gonna.
Well, he's getting older. His eyesight's failing. He probably doesn't see the keyboard as well as he.
Well, that's why you start seeing me wearing these lately.
Eva Black Cat, blow the cloud away from your face. With your herbal medicine you're taking over here in the college dorm, and then you'll be able to type better.
No, it's for glaucoma.
And turn up that dark glowing light and put actual real light on. I don't know why black lights exist. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Like, I'm gonna put a black light in the room and I'm turning it back off. I wouldn't. They're just bad. I haven't slept since Tuesday. Well, why are you? I appreciate you being here.
Why?
I mean, it's a view. I don't
If
really
I
care.
hadn't slept in 2 days, I sure as hell wouldn't be here.
Just leave your PC on and then go to bed. So we still at least have the view.
The View.
I mean, I
Everyone's
didn't get a
favorite.
nap today, and I'm thinking about leaving.
Oh
I
my
woke
God.
up right before I got here, and I'm still thinking of leaving.
All right.
Can't blame you.
Hello to Undead Quinn. Hello to Jay. What's up, guys? Anybody else? Marania? Anybody else who's watching? All right. Number 11. Prism.
Dun, dun, dun.
Still going with this. Like I said, it's one of those books you have to basically go back and probably read it all at once because there's no really recap in the beginning. This is how it opens every single week. You're like, what the hell did I read last month? Because there's no references back to like you'll see issue page, issue 6 or issue this. It's getting really weird. They're throwing in random nudity in here. So
Vent.
yeah.
Favorite kind.
Just so you know, Dr. Fibes and Graphic Man have left. Meyer is back, and Spinnerack Dave is in.
If they want
In case one like who's getting tagged in and tagged out in this.
well, if they want to join ours, they can join ours. I don't care. But holy crap, the random nudity just out of nowhere in this book. Like I said, this is, I don't know what they're going for this, but it's becoming really weird sci-fi anime hentai. I don't know, but I'm not going to show the other parts. But the whole point of this book, originally, from my understanding, was that they were there's this like black liquid goo, which looks like a symbiote, and because Marvel ruined it for everybody else. Anything that looks like a tar monster, I think it's a symbiote. It's an alien life form. And it was taking over the oceans, and only sound basically got rid of it, repelled it back. Really based this heavy off of Marvel for that part. And they figured to save the world, they'll put on a concert from space with a giant speaker. To me, it's kind of dumb because it's like having Black Bolt say something and then taking out the Earth.
Yeah, but also sound doesn't travel in space, so.
Well, they're broadcasting all over the Earth too as well. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on here. But this would be better off just being like an anime. To me, this is kind of like someone who is American and wanted to make an anime, but is really woke in a sense being that they don't know what they're doing when they're writing this. Maybe maybe the translation's bad because this is I want to see by a French writer, Matteo de Longis. I'm not sure. But the translation from whatever he's writing to going into comic book form just doesn't work for this. I don't know. I'll have to take a deep dive into this. Reread through everything all at once again. But like I said, just like it says back here, I'm switching everything off. I'm probably gonna be switching off my funds to this book soon. But I don't know. I originally picked it up because this is something that Skip would have got. Skip was really into the music comic books where music was the underlying theme, or at least used for something. But
Dazzler
is really good though. That's a really good book. But all right, number 10, final issue, Blade Runner 2039. The Wallace Corporation, or Mr. Wallace, basically gets what he wanted. Was basically, this goes all the way back to Blade Runner 2049, which doesn't make they took the idea basically that there was one of their replicants was able to reproduce an offspring, which you saw in, you heard about 2049, the movie.
Offspring?
Yeah, the offspring, bro. Yes. So Wallace, who took over the Tyrell Corporation, of course, I guess this is, you could say, when they draw him, they don't really show his face, but he kind of, when they show him, he kind of looks almost like he's supposed to be Jared Leto.
So they created the band?
Because it's So basically he ends up being tricked because he made a copy of Ash who was Blade Runner, and she originally retired, and it's supposed to be like, it's just her third volume of her years after not being working as a Blade Runner anymore. And so he made a replicant of her, and that replicant ended up betraying him and siding with her. So she tricks him into basically coming into the car with her, leaving, and then said giving him what he needs. It says, "Here's what you want. Here's your reproductive, codes, and then do with it what you want." But she says, "In return, leave us alone." But
how'd she get him in the car? Offer him some candy or something?
no, he thought he got in his own car, thinking it was actually his driver in there. But they did the old cliche Hollywood thing where he confused the replicant Ash for the real Ash, And so when he went to go in his car, she turned around and like, "What's up?" So a lot of, like I said,
They should have just said which one of you Ashes has a channel.
Well, in 2039, none of them do.
Well, none of them seem to have one in 24, but
in the end, it's kind of a peaceful ending because no one's killed. The people are being hunted down by Wallace Corporation. The replicants they get going, and then the Ash replicant ends up because she hasn't really nowhere else to go. She leaves with the other replicants, and they go off planet. And then the other one kind of just at the end, she just kind of sits there with her girlfriend, and she doesn't know how much longer his life she had because she has a rare genetic disease that's basically it almost looks like MS, but it's not MS. And she doesn't know how long she had left to live. So this
it's sort of like the guy from the first movie, the one that was playing chess with Tyrell, the one that the Daryl Hannah character hooked up with.
Oh,
he had some sort of disease. I think that might be the same thing that he had.
Rutger Hauer. Well, he was a replicant. The one I'm talking about is the human.
Yeah, I'm talking about the human guy, the one that had the little, like bears and stuff like that in his apartment.
Oh, I didn't know he hooked up with a replicant. It's been a while since I've watched that movie. But anyway, he has fantastic art here. But I mean, rain stuff. I said always cool when I get to see like them in the car when they're on there.
Undead, is that just a general statement, or is he getting into a fight right now?
No,
because either one's pretty much accurate.
Well, that's usually where Zach is on Twitter fighting. But
no, it's different.
But like I said, I love more of the world than I care about the story in this. The world around it, the scenery, the design is better than the actual story. But that's the final chapter, so I would say unless you're a diehard, Blade Runner fan, probably don't really check this out because it wasn't that great of a series. It was me basically like I want a Blade Runner story, but this is the only that was left. And so I could have been better off just going back and watching Blade Runner 2049.
Which wasn't that good.
It was better than the first one.
Heretic.
The only thing good about the first one was the fight scene at the end with Harrison Ford.
Heretic.
Or him sitting there eating noodles at the shop. Like I said, I'll credit with the Blade Runner creating the cyberpunk universe, but the world was better than the story, just like in this. But anyway, that was my number 10. My number 9, something epic.
That cover has been copied so many times.
The last time I saw this cover was back in 2011 with Darkwing Duck, issue number 1.
No, they just did one a couple years ago on the show, on this book called Knighted.
I'm just saying that this is the last time I've seen this cover. Yeah. Origin, Blade Runner Origin was pretty good. 2019 was good, Eloise, but I said I don't know. This series is kind of this wrapped up, kind of mid. Like there was no really like you're fighting against this evil corporation guy. Instead of killing him, you give him what he wants, and then hope he leaves you alone. and then walk off. It was kind of like a dumb ending. But something epic. This is the new arc. That's the second issue of a new arc. This is issue 9. We're in the first couple first 1 through 8. We learn about what epics are. They're people that basically have access to imagination, and they can see the other world. There's you ever remember the world of imagination, that song and all stuff? There actually is another world. We're all incomplete characters, thrown away characters. Say like an artist was working on something and then the book got canceled. So now that character is now living or in that imagination world. It's just, So anyway, epics are able to breach into that world. They're also the protectors of that world as well, and safeguarding between that world and our world, the portal. This is a new arc with another epic where she's actually a private eye. She's kind of like Jessica Jones, a detective. But she doesn't have any meta powers other than just being an epic. She has to work with this duck guy who kind of looks like Howard the Duck a little bit. Well, maybe a lot. Oh yeah, character is good, but the movie sucked. Basically, they're working together. Someone in the imagination world, somebody they find that Sherlock Holmes is dead. In that, and they talk to him. You get to talk to Dr. Moriarty, and it's implied that Sherlock Holmes killed himself. Heroin overdose. But in this, they're basically trying to figure out more clues. One of the god Zeus is missing, so they end up going down into the underworld. So there's a lot of creative art in here. So like I said, this is a book that you kind of want to just take it in and probably in like chunks instead of just like issue by issue. But unlike the other epic we saw at the beginning, who was just learning that he was an epic, and his powers, she actually already knows how to use powers. She's been an epic much longer than he has, and she said she's late on her bills. So basically, she luckily took this job because this duck showed up, and his name is, get this, Deductive is his name. Yeah. But yeah, so they're basically trying to just figure out what happened to Zeus. And eventually they do find him, stuff. Like this, like I said, this is like so far this has been an epic book. It lives up to the name, the art, storytelling.
Really good art.
A lot of nods to different characters in the issue before this. They had a nod to Spider-Man and Tom and Jerry.
That sort of reminds me of that vampire book that we just did a little bit ago, the miniseries.
It's the same writer.
Oh,
same writer artist. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, so
that explains it.
He's been working on something epic for since last year, and went through all that. And like I said, I just love his art style. So here,
it is really good.
I mean, I don't know what I would put him. I mean, if I want to have him draw a book, I mean, what I would put him on, maybe a Blade book. But in Marvel, they'd be like, oh, that's too dark for us, But like I said, it's been fun. You got a main female protagonist now, with a sidekick who's a duck, basically, and he's kind of like annoying to her. So they're forced to work together, and it's basically solving a mystery now. Yeah. All right. Number 8. If you're watching Gratu stream, you saw that Eric was showing off this book. This is from the basic 2021. Michael Straczynski put out a book called The Resistance Reborns. His own superhero world creating for EWA. Yep. This is a spinoff from that. It's even a reference, I believe, in this issue. Let me show you the other 2 books I got. Because I got the first 2 issues, like you also saw it, and Eric got. This is issue 1. The little romance covers. And then here's issue 2.
You know what that tells me, that you were able to get the other two, and so was I.
Yeah.
This isn't selling shit.
It's not. It wasn't even. I haven't seen advertised anywhere.
I didn't either. I didn't know it existed until the 3rd issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Straczynski's stuff is usually advertised pretty well. I bought number 1, and then I think I missed number 2. I picked up number 3, and then I had to go back and get number 2 because I realized I didn't have it. So it's a good series.
I mean, like I said, this is the art you see here. The guy is just such a weird thing because this guy in the very first issue, he wakes up, he's in a hospital room, steps, and there's all these people laying on the ground, dead, bloody, and there's a scalpel. He steps on the knife, and he looks down, and then he steps back up, and then, lifts his foot up, and then he heals. And you're introduced to him along with this other girl. Her name is Isabel. And Isabel comes. We learn more about there was this planetary virus that went around killing a bunch of people, and those some people got powers, some people didn't. And her father died. So she's been living on the streets. Her uncle doesn't give a shit about her. Says it's her fault. That's why she's poor. That's why it's this. That's why she needed powers. Basically looking down on her. So she meets this character named Yu. And Yu is the kid with the red hair, because he kind of has like amnesia. I don't say amnesia, or he doesn't know what he is. We don't know if he's creating a lab or whatever. But she ends up using him, in a sense, to get revenge, on society. Because in this town, these people bring their checks in and to this place, and then they end up, and then the people are cashing it, take 15%. They're basically scamming the people, stealing for them, and she tells him, if you really want to be a hero, we should, because he's instantly devoted to her. He's like, I've been waiting for you. And she points him to that cash place, which is a front for another mob organization. And
he ends Russians, I think, is from what I was.
Yeah, Andre is and Sergey and stuff. So he goes in there. He basically they're shooting him up. There's you see his body and his eyes, just gets blown off in the first issue, and then it grows right back instantly like Wolverine. And he basically takes out everybody, steals the cash, and then gives it back to everybody. The crazy part about this book is that when he sees her, the world, he sees her, she's a princess where he lives in a dump, but he sees a glorious castle, the fire and everything. So he's in imagination land. At least we're led to believe, And of course, this is. I'll show you an example in this issue, at least. Like, this is what she sees, the bottom down there, and then this is what he sees. Like a war-torn, like a world, being oppressed and stuff. We learn more about how the assistant DA is kind of corrupt. He's working with this mob who wants to know about this guy who's been interrupting their protection racket stuff. They want to get back at you, trying to find out who he is. But we find out her uncle, the one who's almighty, blaming her and saying that she's a problem, has a problem with Lacey hooking up with prostitutes and gambling and doing drugs. He's being blackmailed for money. So the whole issue, the third issue, is this the mob boss trying to locate where this is, and they finally do locate him, and they're gonna have send their own reborn after him, because that's what he is. He's a reborn, but he has no memory really. So Zach, you'd probably like this series.
I don't like romance books.
It's not a romance.
It's not a romance book.
It's not. That's a misleading cover then.
It's called a variant, you dumbass.
Well, actually, The Crow can be considered a romance thing, actually.
Yes. So as I just explained, this book is the main character. His name's Yu. He has no memory. He wakes up in a hospital in the first issue, but all he knows is that he can instantly heal from his wounds, and ends up meeting this girl who basically is oppressed by her uncle. She's a street rat. She's living on the street stuff. She's starving, and all stuff. She meets him. she manipulates him into basically becoming a Robin Hood, stealing from the corrupt and giving back to the people. She meets a bunch of other people who are discarded people who have powers, but they're not as strong as this character. He calls himself You because he has no idea. So everybody calls him that, his name. And so her name's Isabel. That's why it's called You and I. And yeah, so this is Straczynski's spinoff series, like I said, from the 2021. It's called a series called The Resistance Reborns. So I don't know. Like I said, I've actually liked this a lot more than Eric probably does. As Eric said, usually didn't care much for the story as much, but you do love the covers. But I don't know. I'm interested to see how it go because I want to go back and I want to read the his Straczynski's book to get more information on this.
Yeah, I was I was greeting Zach, but I was on Gratu's stream, so I just sent Gratu a bunch of tomatoes.
One tomato for every hour his stream goes on.
Something like that.
Yeah, like this is the original. That's the variant cover for A, and all this. Yes, this is Mike. Mike Choi's doing the interior art. You know who Mike Choi is.
Yeah, I know who Mike Choi is.
Yeah,
he does the covers for those little Marvel books, the digest books, or the digest sized books. I guess I should say.
Like I said, this is where he sees, his view distortion of of what's going on. This woman's being shaken down. He sees that they're demons, but in reality, there's two guys with guns. And he gets like shot up. And he's seeing where his eye gets like shot, and then it grows right back. And so I said like this is a fun series so far. Like I said, I want to go back and read the original series. This is a spinoff of.
I think I'll probably read the 3 issues again before number 4 comes out.
Number 4 has a Charlton cover.
Oh, have you seen the cover already?
Yeah. It's a Charlton throwback cover.
Can you pull it up?
I have to go on to Comixology, or not Comixology, but just 1 second.
I mean, I know Zach's allergic to cool, but maybe you can look the other way.
All right. Maybe present screen here. Share screen. So this is the cover for the 4th cover. This is their AWA cover.
Oh, wow.
So if you love Charlton stuff, they've got that. This is the other cover. They're doing a romance thing, Bill books. But yeah, it's been a fun series. I've really been enjoying this, and Mike Choi's art's been good, and it sets to the Resistance universe. So like I said, I want to go back and read the original series, and then maybe it'll explain about who he is. But it does tell you more about the discarded, the group he basically protects. So.
There was a variant for this month's Elvira. I can't remember if it was done like a romance novel, but it was really, really cool. And we didn't get it, or I would have jumped on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so that's like the normal cover for the next issue, and then they have the normal cover for is this.
Yeah, what a great idea though, the romance variants.
Well, it makes sense because he's like romantically. I've been waiting for you all these years and stuff. It's like
Well, it's just Image has mined the '70s Marvel style covers with the bar going across. This is Marvel Comics Group.
Mm-hmm.
They did that for years. I mean, it's just
who's doing the Aardvark Press? Or Aardvark? You ever seen those comics?
Aardvark Press.
Aardvark?
Yeah, Aardvark. Yeah, sorry. I don't buy them. I've come across them once in a while.
I'd rather see variants with some imagination than just a sketch cover and then the sketch cover without somebody's arm and a sketch cover without, just stupid shit.
Yeah,
variant cover like I said, these. I'll be honest. I would not be I wouldn't have sought out those issues without the romance covers.
So the next one I got was also, speaking of throwback covers, for 7 a week, is The Agent.
Same thing. I would not have bought that series without the Stranko homages.
Honestly, the book has been getting better. Another French writer.
Yeah, but I would have never noticed. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten my attention. So I mean, I said that's where
I've never seen the Stranko covers at my shop. I had to order this from my other shop because the other one, wasn't getting it. He was just getting the normal covers. The normal covers look kind of bland.
Yeah.
Interior art, bit, it's takes place over in France, obviously, and about a society of basically of like sorcerers and like wizards and like witches and stuff, and but there's like they're opposing countries. They hate each other, rivals, and this one cop, French cop, she gets caught in the middle of all this, and then you find out that she's a pure blood necromancer, and and she doesn't know which side to trust, the guy is trying to help her, or the people there, they're going, because basically it all started with a guy who was going around and he was like killed everybody on this thief. He killed a guy on the subway terminal, and she went to go chase him. But everyone else was hit by like this aphrodisiac that basically erased their memory of this ever happened, but only she remembers. And then she meets this guy, this stranger guy, who basically looks like a hobo off the street. He's got the long beard and he's got the long hair, and reggae clothes. And he tells her like, you're able to remember because you can see this, and he has the ability to freeze time. It's really cool. So they go down to the catacombs, which is really cool in this issue. You've been over in France and part of the other Europe, they have like the catacombs, and this basically vigilante group that's down there, or the bad guys, are creating these bullets, these magic bullets, you'd say, as you say. They always hit their target, and what they do is that they want to take out the certain politicians and leaders over in Africa, and basically take over the continent themselves. And the problem is that they're going to kill like almost like 90% of the people, though, if they do this. And what they do is they create like little voodoo dolls using voodoo magic, and they also take a piece of the hair or person of interest. That's they can basically lock onto. And they melt it down into the bullet along with the African coins and stuff like that. And their whole goal was basically to go in there and just kill everybody. Of course, because she found upon this, she finds out the guy she's been dating at the office, her other partner, her boyfriend, is actually part of this rogue group of sorcerers, the bad guys that she's been chasing. And he's talking about before they went in there, like the guy he's been helping her. He's like, well, we got this Atlantis protocol. And he's like, what? He's like, Atlantis protocol. And the Atlantis protocol is pretty cool, because they know that going in there, they have a chance to get lost, because he can't find his way. It's like a labyrinth. And many people don't risk going in there because you can get lost forever, because it's a magical labyrinth. And he's her guide. They get separated. So he texts on his phone. He's like, initiate the Atlantis protocol. So basically, they flood the catacombs, taking out the villains, and basically see her there, and you see some of the corpses trying to grab her, bring her down, because her boyfriend, or now ex-boyfriend, he controls corpses, and he killed their team because, well, he can control them now because they're dead. So at the end, the guy says, like, it's like, here's a contract. If you want to join us, you don't have to sign us. Unlike her boyfriend, who's going to force her to, But at the end, it's kind of like, she's kind of left there whether if she wants to join this. But he says, like, the thing about you're special. You don't have to follow our rules. You could probably make us better than what we are. So either you join or you don't join. Like I said, I don't know how many issues are left. I think there's like one more issue.
That's it. It said end.
Oh, is it? Actually, you're right. Yeah. Oh, you're right. It does say end at the bottom.
Yep.
Man, I like I said, it took me a while to get into this. The last few issues have been pretty cool. There's werewolves in this too, which is really cool. But I'm looking forward to it because if this comes back. I mean, Ablaze usually isn't my radar, but with these covers, really pick me up. Same with AWA. I really don't read their books, but maybe that's a good thing that they're doing these covers like this. All right. Number 6 for me this week. It's all about Black Panther. Been enjoying it. It's all right. We get basically in this issue you get to have T'Challa ends up meeting Storm, but she's not called Storm in this because it's a different universe. She meets also what's his name? What was his Killmonger? That's his name. I want to say Michael B. Jordan. No. And while that's going on, Shiri and his wife, Okoye. I always forget that name. It's weird.
That's the girl from The Walking Dead in the movie. She's Michonne. Michonne plays her in the movie, the Black Panther movie.
I never watched it, so I don't know.
Oh,
no.
That's pretty good.
It just, like I said, I just never liked Black Panther as a character because I'd rather just go read Batman or read Moon Knight, you know. But
now the first one was good.
I'm sure
the little weirdo from that Lord of the Rings thing that Zach likes, his character is really cool.
Which one? There are two.
Andy Serkis.
Gollum and Bilbo, both those actors.
God, there was more than one.
Okay, so anyway,
Billboard baggy pants.
Anyway, Shiri thinks that Okoye might be the mole, and because Okoye wants to know where's my husband, and Shiri doesn't want to give her the information.
Christian Okoye was a great running back.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Paul Neary, who apparently passed away this year. Did some work.
And great running back who probably didn't kill his ex-wife and a waiter.
But yeah, he's dead though, isn't
he? Paul Neary?
No, Christian Okoye.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I was talking to Jeff. I know you guys. I know you did.
We're talking about comics here, not sports.
Well, I'm broadening your horizon. You mentioned Okoye, so I was.
Well, if we're gonna start talking about sports, I'm gonna talk about Trevor Bauer and how he needs to be acquitted by the MLB.
Well, yeah, but there's not a character named Bauer in the book you're talking about.
Not yet. When I get the 24-hour books, the 24 collection.
I was gonna say when they start doing a 24 book,
we're not gonna make it.
Anyway, so this was actually getting back to this. This was actually a fun book for the most part. I mean, like he learns that he wants at this point. Killmonger says, "Oh, you know everything that's going on in your country, but outside of your country or Wakanda, I seek to protect that. I can't stand there and just So basically, Killmonger being Killmonger says Wakanda sucks. They're elitists. I wanted to do more than that, and says, "Hey, look this. There's a Thundercat entrance." So he go down there. He says, "This is what the Khonshu, or the fists of Khonshu's." Or the fists, you guys would call them. There's a ton of Khonshu warriors. They want to get down here into this temple here, and the only way to get down there is they have to basically drop down. And he's like, "Well, that will kill us." He go down there, and that's why we have this my friend here, And she creates an updraft of wind, so who it's going to be. It's going to turn into. It's going to turn into being Storm at the end, and she basically helps him go down there. I said, like, this little secret hidden tunnel here, passageway. And at the end, this is what they're trying to protect to keep from the Khonshu from getting. I don't know what this was supposed to be. Like, it's a ball of energy. That's all I know that. Is this connected to the Ultimates book, though?
I mean, it's all in the Ultimates universe. Yeah,
I know, but it's like, is that something the Maker was working on?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be the power source in Galaxy Quest.
So like I said, I have no idea what it is. But I did see this though. I was like, when I opened it up, I was like, I immediately went to the left because it's Wolverine and Deadpool and it's Joe Kelly and Kubert. So the ending really didn't grip me as much. I was just like, okay, what is this supposed to be? And when I actually learn what it is, I'll be more hooked on it. But we also don't know who the mole is yet. We're really being led to believe that it might be Okoye.
Well,
You know what would really get you hooked on that book?
Phonics?
Phonics. I was just going to go there.
Good news. The Nigerian Nightmare is alive and well at 61, so that's fine.
Okay, cool. Number 5. What's Finest been? This was another fun book, man.
It was.
And they tell you, this is why you read the annuals, because the annual is actually important. It starts off with them actually give their narration. Batmite, I think it's.
Are any of these other people aside from Mitsaplik, or however you pronounce his name, and Batmite, been introduced in books before? Or
No,
are these
Nightwing had one. Nightwing had one in fairly recently in one of Tom Taylor's issues.
Yeah, they've been slowly yeah, they've been slowly building up to this. But I gotta say though, I really do like the opening part though, when this
the modeling sunglasses.
Yeah, right here, this opening thing, he's like, "Let's go, team," and it's just like, then Batman's like, "What the hell did you do?" It's like, "Oh, sorry, I wanted to have a cool entrance, beat on one page," and it's like, Dan Moore's art is just phenomenal on this. We learned that basically that since from Batman and Superman never really talked about their imps before, but so Superman says, "Well, Mitsaplik always wants to torture me." He's like, at least Bruce, yours actually adores you." So they end up trading teammates to go to rescue Hal Jordan, who basically, I love what he says here, because Sinestro's got his own little imp too. And also we get the back glare because to Mitsaplik, because he thought he was going to be have fun, and Batman just basically scares the shit out of him.
Ow.
But yeah. So like right here, he's just with the Green Lantern. He says like, "What's wrong with him?" Like, he's alive but badly concussed. That pretty much is Hal Jordan's life.
What issue are they on now?
26.
This is 26.
So I'm thinking, probably by issue 29, they'll team up with Alan Richardson. No,
but because Robin, Dick Grayson, being the young kid he is, he's like, "Oh, go." He's like, because basically Batman doesn't want powers, even though Mr. Place says, "Like, you want powers? You need magic to fight magic." And Robin's like, "Hell yeah, I'll take superpowers." So he basically gets like Superman powers for a little bit. They go against Abracadabra, or actually Abracadabra was going against Flash, defeated the Flash, and now Superman's going to team up against him with Batmite. But you see, as far as Superman he can't, magic hurts him. So he basically asks for I love it. He asked for like an actual suit, and of course it's like I love it. He points out, it's like, dude, this was meant for Batman, not for me, wasn't this? He's like, yeah, because he's a Batman. He's like, Robin learns the basically having superpowers isn't that as fun, because he starts getting headaches from seeing everything all at once, and also the super hearing kicks in, so he basically has them take the powers away. Superman gives basically like not a lecture, but basically kind of gives like an advice to Batmite. It's like, if you want to get on Bruce's side, you got to realize that Batman doesn't have time to have fun with this, because everything to him is basically like, there's people constantly getting hurt and stuff, like this. So he's trying to be, save as many people as he can. So he doesn't need the distraction, But there's a lot of stuff going on as far as this, we don't know who this villain is, but apparently, I guess he's the one behind all of it. Is that
Lloyd, or it's Mojo, the Mojoverse guy?
Yeah. That sort of looks like him.
Yeah, I don't know, but Parasite has his own Parasite, and he learned a new trick.
But wouldn't an alternative version of Mojo be good?
No. So this Parasite learned how to basically he absorbed the third dimension right out of them, so now they're stuck in 2D. So
I hate when that happens.
That the villain, since this book is being published in 2024, I'm sure some kind of Trump allegory.
What?
It is Mark Waid, after all.
The villain, you said you don't know who the villain is. I'm sure he's some kind of Trump allegory.
If anything, he looks like Dick Cheney.
Oh no, Mark Waid loves Dick Cheney now.
Or he could be, what's that guy who just went into the hospital because he's like in his 90s? Charles Schwab. Not Charles, that's the
He says,
He's called Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a dark day. In
and if anything, you notice he's a puppet master. He's building things out of clay.
Oh. Elisha, look at my eye. Oh, you can't see my eyes. Never mind.
He's puppet master. We haven't seen him all these years because he got old and fat, and now no one remembers him. So he's basically taken over. Like he says, let's see you next. So many models to choose from. This Earth place is positively
replete. Is it replete or is it
resplendent?
Resplendent.
Resplendent. I've never heard of that word before. That's a new one for me. With their champions and their enemies. In all my travels, I've never seen any place like it. I wonder which one of the Carba forms is truly the mightiest and how long they will last against me. But yeah. So I thought Parasite, like I said, this is dope because I thought Parasite was already bad, strong enough as it is, but he's learning tricks from his other imp, fifth dimension version. Because what's cool about this is that they show you how many more imps there are. Like there was the Batman explains them. Just like there's fifth dimension people that love the superheroes, there's also ones that love the villains.
That one, the Lex Luthor one, sort of looks a little bit like Elmer Fudd.
I know, doesn't it?
It does. The Deathstroke one just looks psychotic. He's got like that tiny little pupil.
So overall, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be because I really don't care for the fifth dimension crap. I mean, I like Mr. Plastic back in the post-crisis, Zach, in case you can drink, when he turned it and he served the purpose. That's when they had the Flash crossover event with him, with Wally and Clark. So I like it like that. Batmite, like I said, there should only be Mxyzptlk. I don't need Batmite. I don't need Nightmite. I don't need any of the other ones. But for those who do enjoy it, you're gonna enjoy this book.
Yeah, Mr. Mxyzptlk was the villain in Crisis Crimson Kryptonite too.
Yes,
he's the one that. Remember, he made. Lex said he wanted to be on a level with Superman, so instead of giving Lex powers, he took Superman's powers.
Yeah, he also gave Joker powers in the Emperor Joker story, which
this is also before. This is also before Red Kryptonite was used to turn Superman evil. He basically he became a chunk of red kryptonite in that series, and all he did was take away his powers. That's another thing too. There's too many freaking variations of kryptonite. There should only be green. Sorry, I don't need red. I don't need gold, black, and silver, pink, which makes him gay. Well, apparently, it's true. It happened. Even it happened in the JLA Action series, a cartoon. Actually, it changed the same thing.
I like the red kryptonite.
Actually, they take it back. In the cartoon series, they went a step further. It changed over into a girl.
The red kryptonite was kind of cool, though.
But all right, number. Okay, that was my number. Yeah, so we're on 3 now. Number 3 for this week. It's Cobra Commander. This has just been a fun series, man. I just love everything about this series. The art, the storytelling, the dialogue. Joshua Williamson is knocking it out of the park with this. Oh.
Sorry, what Kevin just said. I thought it was funny.
Oh, huffing the pink. I mean, majority of the new comic books coming out are huffing the pink and the white. I mean, as far as cocaine goes, they don't care for white characters.
No, that was in the 90s. They were doing the cocaine.
Well, they actually had that one character who sniffed cocaine to get his powers.
And even like Cat, do you want a mole man imp? Really? It's the mole man.
The mole man is an imp.
So
prove me wrong.
Dude, Zach,
what?
Wouldn't this be great if this actually was animated, cartoon form?
Like Invincible style, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, his Cobra Commander's sidekick or projector turned out to be he doesn't give a shit about Cobra Commander. It actually tries to kill Cobra Commander towards the end here. Cobra Commander had learning about the lab that these roughnecks, I think they're called. Is that they're called? The Roughnecks? Dreadnoughts. It'd be taking energon, and this guy's been down there for how many weeks, and he's been diluting it into a less, more stable, or I guess a more controllable element, and using creating weapons from it. So instead of freeing the guy, he's like, well, no, I'm not gonna free you. Now you're gonna come work for me. Being typical and the villain he is. So basically, we get a confrontation between the villain and it's weird saying the villain because you remember what his name is. But basically, he wants to take down Cobra
Nemesis.
Commander Nemesis. As really his name is Nemesis.
Well, he's a he was made specifically for this story. He's not an old GI Joe character.
No. So he's gonna fly up and fly back down, but of course, because we know that what's his name has been had carrying these little like cockroaches, little bugs, beetles with him, Cobra Commander. They turn into a glove, and they puts the energon into it, and does what he normally would do. Just be a badass and just kills the guy.
He's Iron Man.
I know, right? That's the first thing I thought was Iron Man, and I love it. He just basically tells confronts the rest of the dreadnoughts and says, where was this going? Where were you guys shipping this stuff to? There's a guy who has his huge corporation. He's building an army. That's true.
Q RDV's Scottish accent. He's Scottish. So I said, cue your Scottish accent.
Wow. And he has his own dialogue for Destro.
Wow.
All right. But now we're getting down to the last 3 books, man.
Deathstroke is
Destro, not Deathstroke. Destro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not
That was
Deathstroke
weird.
Terminator, no.
That was weird. I had feedback from something. Number 3.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
This is phenomenal. One of the best books I like coming out this week. If you haven't been following this story, you need to go pick up the first 5 and then get this issue. Because this is
We'll get the trade when the trade comes out.
or the trade comes out, dude.
Get it all.
Jeremy Adams proves once again that he's probably the best writer over at DC. Or at least one of the few that they have.
I was about to say, it's only number 3, so there must be somebody that you hold higher in esteem.
Well, no, because I like him for different stories. This is more of a sentimental, more family, against the odds, happy ending stuff. The next 2 books, are only one of them is DC. You know that, right?
I know. I know which one it is.
Yeah. Dude, I just had so much fun with this. Like I said, I pointed out before that Jeremy Adams, I think I said online or was it offline conversation. I was talking to Eric, but Jeremy Adams did a live stream last night or the night before. Okay, talking about the book, not giving away spoilers, but just talking about in general what he wants to do, and he'd love to take a stab at writing the young, version of Super Sons again. Also doing some more JSA stuff, and also working on what did he say for Marvel? I think
he did. I don't know what he did, what he's done, but you know how like Marvel does like those, like DC does this too. They have like those digital only comics.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Adams wrote a couple of Avengers issues in that arena.
Yeah, but he said he would love to do more. That's what he said.
Oh yeah. He picked up. He was showing his comic shop picks today or yesterday.
Yeah,
he picked up a West Coast Avengers #1.
He's got to be better than Jed Mid-K.
Somebody, and here's the quick. I forget what he said, but apparently somebody was offended by he did. He said, "Well, I'm sorry that you're offended, but oh well."
Offended by what?
Where?
Is that in his video?
I didn't see his video.
No, someone's offended by what?
I can't remember what it was. Something he wrote, or he I don't know.
Was it on Instagram?
This was on his video. You liked it. You commented on it.
I comment on a lot of stuff, man.
He only did one. Jeremy Adams only did one thing. It's like
Zach has quite the social media presence. He can't be expected.
I was watching.
It's like expecting a Kardashian to know all of their interactions.
Yeah, it's like so basically I was watching it like 3 a.m, dude.
Oh, okay.
So, but I only saw because it says Zach liked this. I don't know. So I was like, "What the hell is this?" And like Jeremy Adams, and he said, and I have to go back and watch the video again. But he must have did it on Twitter Live.
Maybe I know he does a lot of stuff on Instagram.
But he uploaded it. He uploaded it to Instagram because he talked about Elon Musk. He was like, he was having problems. He wasn't live yet, so I think he did on Twitter first, and then went on to Instagram. Uploaded it on Instagram. But people were asking him Q&A questions as he was taking Q&A questions. And somebody asked him and said, said they didn't, they didn't like the way he handled this character or whatever. And he kind of said, "Is like, I understand what you're coming from, but like, it's like politely explain is that it's what it is,
I'm gonna guess. Let's see. Probably something like this. Well, I understand your concerns. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm sorry I'm not going to make them gay.
Well, he didn't say gay though. No,
but I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah, probably something like that. Or anyway, so getting back to this book, Judy is missing. He's in contact with Jay has been running around.
She's not. She's later in the book.
Yes.
Got him.
Yes. So Jay is basically running around, and I love how Jay says, I'm not as fast as Wally, I'm not as fast as Bear, but God gave me, basically in a sense, summarizing, let me find her, let her be safe. I need to protect her. I need to keep going. It's push myself harder than I can, and normally do. And he ends up finding her, only to find out that this guy built this giant, connected all the Star Labs, Dr. Elemental. So all the Star Labs are linked together, and he's gonna run this energy thing going through Judy and turn everyone into basically the population into metas, but it'll kill 90% of the people in the world. And Jay is like he has to beat the energy beam before it gets there. It gets to everybody else, but before he can get to the lab, though, he's trying to when he found the lab, because when the guy went live with the plan, he comes across robot sharks. These are just freaking awesome. I love this.
I don't even like sharks, but those look cool.
Yeah.
What about Mecha?
He actually swears too. That's Jay Garrick is like old school Captain America. He never swears. But with that page where the sharks show up, you can see his little dialogue box. It's like whenever you blurb out a curse word with the symbol.
Yeah.
Right there. Honestly, I related to him in that moment because that's what I would do.
Yeah, like I said, so basically he has to go and save her. Very high stakes. Remember, he's been pushing himself all this time. So he's tired. He's exhausted.
He is the slowest of the Flashes.
Yeah,
he's fast, but he's the slowest of the Flashes.
So he's able to get there and stop the beams, all stuff. Explosion happens, and he collapses in front of his daughter. Very heartfelt.
King Kong shows up. It's crazy.
Heart-touching moment. Basically here he's basically in a coma or a hospital. Basically, he's at the back there, and he's never exerted himself this before. And she's just worried about him. Her touch is the spark that brings him out. His little, wakes him up. And I just love this. Like the whole, it's like because she says Terrific says his body is going to go in a tremendous amount of strain, but Jay was able to stop Dr. Mental's plans. He saved billions of people, and she's like, "Well, his wife, knowing, of course he did. That's what Jay does." And so his daughter saying, "I remember going being on your shoulders. I felt like I felt like I was the tallest person alive. I know you and Mom are worried about how old you are, but I'm not. You're still my hero. You're still my dad. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry that I wasn't stronger, that I disappeared, but we're together now. We're a family again. You have to come back to me. We have so many more adventures to go on." So he wakes up, these adventures, I can't wait, kid.
I was disappointed.
I
wanted him to croak.
What? Favorite JSA character he's talking about.
Don't worry, he'll outlive you, Breen.
Also, I like how we get well, never mind. I'll wait till it's
I'll let you go. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I just going through, but I said, like I said, it gives it a very heartwarming, happy ending. I know there's a JSA book. He's gonna be doing a JSA like a mini series or something like that.
He's doing one of the. So there's like a spinoff of the Absolute Power thing. He's writing one of the issues. It focuses around the JSA.
And honestly, I don't know if he's going to bring Judy back, but he said he's like, I love his an interview he did. It's not an interview, but his little live stream. He said he likes writing the younger character. He loved writing Judy. He had a blast with this. He wants to write more JSA stuff. He wants to write more of the kids. that's his wheelhouse. And I love it because Zach mentioned as he went to the store to get his pick up his books. In his hand was a whole bunch of old school Green Lanterns and Neil Adams ones. Out of those,
who I think Jeremy Adams ought to write? The Wally West Flash.
I
would read a New Warriors book from him. I think he would crush a New Warriors.
Right.
Safe space.
Snowflake.
Not those. Not those. Come on. That was low-hanging fruit.
Internet gas.
I expect better from you two, the oldest ones on the stream.
Why?
Have you not been talking to us at any point during this last time we've been doing this?
Go ahead. I know your arm's getting tired.
Well, I just want to make sure because we're going to talk and then you guys just go crazy again. Number 2 in the last DC book on my polls this week. Phenomenal story, as we pointed out in the top 5. This is the first 2 covers are connecting. The third one does not connect, as far as I'm aware of. But Lobo in a bar fight. I just love this. Just starting it off, start out with a bang with Lobo. Basically, you see the glove is actually a Green Lantern glove. That's Hal getting his ass, or not Hal, but Guy Gardner getting his ass kicked. So of course this leads Superman being there, and I love they get he throws a lantern, the Green Lantern at him. And they just fight, and then and then meanwhile we get back what's going on Brainiac's ship and all that stuff, and it's just been fun. Like the Brainiac stuff is okay. I mean, they're kind of like it's all right. It's not the best part of the story for me. This particular issue is Lobo, and the interaction with Clark and Lois, and she's like, "Go ahead, go get her family or friends." But then I get annoyed here because our babies. No, they're not your babies. You're just stupid kids that he got off of Warworld. He brought home.
Adopted kids are somebody's babies.
But she said our babies. Lois are not your babies. Your baby is John Kent, who's not in this series because nobody likes John Kent anymore.
Ask any parent who's adopted a kid. They'll say that kid is their baby.
But I love this. He says, he's like, break me. I love that. He's this lingo. He's like, oh shit. He heard of this army before, that went missing, and it's like, you're supposed to. He thought it was just a story just to scare young. Zarzonians, I guess.
Zarnians.
I don't know.
Like Narnian, but with a Z sound.
Yeah, it's better than Narnia.
Lies.
Is that part of Middle Earth?
No, it was written by Tolkien's best friend, though.
Oh, so it's just a whole other world of boring?
It's more kid-friendly. So
really, guys?
Yeah.
Can we drop the Lord of the Rings bullshit for 5 minutes?
No.
I'm sorry. Do you not like it when people interrupt you?
Zach, you ever seen the backstage area? You want to see it?
The what?
But dude, this is awesome. This is vibes to my childhood, bro.
Space motorcycles.
Superman's got a cycle. I thought that was cool. That goes back to remember Young Justice.
Hey, you know what?
Kinda. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings would have been a lot cooler with space motorcycles.
So honestly, I love the conversation they're having here. Is like, basically says, "Yo, Soups, I gotta tell you something. I've never seen you fuming like this." He's like, "I always figured you never getting angry was like a weakness you had, like the kryptonite junk." And he's like, Lobo's like, "I've never seen you this pissed off before." It's like, it's like, he's like, when someone walks in the room and you can feel the air change, that's you right now, and I'm digging it, And so they have a little heart-to-heart conversation, like this is the most, because a lot of times they fight, but I like in the animated series when they got together. Sometimes they actually have a real serious talk. Sometimes, he says like Lobo says the Soup. He basically says, what's funny? When you and I were first met, we were the last sons of our worlds, and look at us now. You got a kid, I got a kid, family's growing. and Super asks, how do you feel about that? And he's like, I honestly, and then he gets cut off because they don't want to talk about Crush. No one cares about Crush. But
I didn't know that Crush was a clone. I mean, I guess it makes sense because there's no other Zarnian for him to co-populate with.
So
but
family reunion time, and just like I said, I just whenever Lobo is in a Superman book, the book immediately just raises up a level of excitement for me because Lobo is just a fun character. The Brainiac stuff is something that it's nothing really we haven't seen before. He's got people in little bottles, and then he's just kind of like this monotonous, think interior, high, it's kind of like Ultron in a sense. It's just kind of like you've seen this song that I danced before. Supergirl and Connor eventually to break out of their cells, but they're still small. But I love this.
Honey, we shrunk the sidekicks.
It continues the Superman Action Comics. It's been 30 years since I've seen this, where it tells you it's going to go, where a Superman book's going to go into an Action Comics book.
Now, I want to talk about something real quick about that happened in the book when Superman's talking to Lobo and they're talking about their kids. At first, I thought, yeah, this isn't Lobo. What is this? The return of emo Lobo? And then I realized, in this DC, Lex Luthor might actually stay a good guy. So I can kind of get behind this version of Lobo.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's why not?
It's called character development.
Well, no, not really. It's called character resets because that's what DC does every couple of years. So I'm fine with that. It's Marvel does character. Well, they used to, but like I said, DC just defaults. So it is, but it isn't.
So yeah, like I said, this was a very fun book. I mean, I really digged it, man. And it's not Jamal Campbell's art in here.
It's Rafa Sandoval,
who I think is actually better than Jamal Campbell art. I might be the only one.
Kevin brought up a good point. That explains a lot, actually.
John overdosed on the pink kryptonite. Yeah. Cool thing though is that too. The advertisement for part 2 is coming out. And then come out next week. So if you guys are still in the animated movies, DC animated movies, I know I am. But my number one,
the first one.
So my number one book of the week, though, Breen knows what it is. Because the first, I'll read the dialogue. Apparently, her head was swollen up so much that they had to cut off the helmet off. Christ. You're damn right. I just love that. That's the first thing you see. And for those who've been following it, in the last issue, well, Bond was in space. The villain had a poisonous snake that was stolen from one of the labs in there because they're working on basically animals and like in their how they adapted low gravity, zero G and stuff like that. And he put the venom snake in her suit and it bit her neck, and then she died. So right now they think there's a mole in this as far as in the agency. So, and they're trying to figure out what happened to the thing that's stolen from them. I forget what it's called. It starts with the S, right? You remember what it's called offhand, Breen?
What's that?
What's it called? The device they're trying to get?
Oh God, I can't remember the name of the device. I should write it down.
Stalvoda? Is that it? Stalvoda project? So basically, for those who are wondering what the actual project is, what it does, when you go near it, it actually, at first I thought it turns into liquid. I forgot about that. But actually, when you go near it, it little kind of explodes and you instantly freeze solid. But then once you basically thaw out, there's no trace of water or any of that stuff. So it kind of leaves you like that, dead. But throughout this book, we get stupid ads. Well, at least one of his ad I didn't like for Dynamite. I don't care about this Vampirella thing because, well, I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, it's great, it's Tom Sinowski, but then it's like, oh, Vampires Unite for a new venture starring Vampirella's daughter, Lilith. Fuck's wants Lilith? If I'm reading a Vampirella book, I want Vampirella.
Well, if we're gonna look at advertisements for books that we're not going to get, I'd rather look at Vampirella than some of the other things. That, I mean, what if they
Sure.
adapted like The Hobbit or something?
Here's another one I'm not going
That
to get.
was hurtful. That was just not called for.
See, like I said, Sweetie's got
Yeah.
nice eyes.
But this is the only one. Like you said, you saw the Vampirella, and here's the Red Sonja one. It's by Steve Niles. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Red Sonja's got the sun behind her. Vampirella's got the darkness.
I'm sorry, Zach. Are you a fan of The Hobbit?
No, but anyway, so the story is basically that Bond's trying to figure out who the mole is, and he only trusts his Moneypenny, and we find out that these goons are following Bond around, spying on him. And they're spying on his boss, M, the new M. You see Bond goes in there, and they're watching, like, they're calling, like, oh my god, because their job is to watch, and report. And all of a sudden, you see Bond tases a guy, as M, and then he like ties him up and starts beating the shit out of him. And they're like, oh shit, like they're gonna go in there.
Does he?
Yes, because they go in there. He's like, it's ketchup, bitch. And what Bond does with and you just, oh man, all you got to see is that picture up there, the corkscrew, and something bad is going on. The guy laying there, Bond took his eye out. Because basically what happened is that he ends up getting a call from Felix Leiter, and they're upset because originally the British stole the device from the Russians, I guess. And then so the Russians stole it back after the British perfected the device. And he's mad because he sent his agents in. They went to this. They got a report about something there. They find a canister. Usually the locals go in there, but they send in these Marines in there, and the Marines end up dying. So Felix is pissed about that, and of course Bond is upset about that too. And Bond says, well, it wasn't a research, it's like it was a field test. But he says the idea was to get the locals in there. They didn't expect to have American soldiers, a special team going in there. And he's like, he's like, Washington will blame us as M, and Bond says, not just us. They're already talking retaliation. Oh, Christ, drones. Actually, something a good deal bigger, but they don't say anything on that in the cliffhanger, so you don't really know. Dude, this has been fun. If you're a Bond fan and a Punisher fan, it's the best of both worlds. So
it may not be applying to Marvel and DC with the same amount of expediency, but it's good to know that Dynamite realized that they're probably going to sell more copies of a book named James Bond if Garth Ennis is writing it instead of Danny Lore.
Well, the last time Garth Ennis did anything for Dynamite, he was working on Jennifer Blood series he created.
Well, even so, I said, it's James Bond should automatically do better than Jennifer Blood.
Yes, but Jennifer.
But but when you make a James Bond series about a black lesbian woman and a little bitch named James Bond, due to the absolute limited abilities of the writer, you're probably going to upgrade if the next one is Garth Ennis. Even though I know there was a Chris Gage in between.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go next? I mean, I still have back issues show. So
why don't you let the other kids go, and then we'll do the back issues at the end.
Okay. So which kid wants to go next?
I'll go, Geekeasy. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I like this version of Geekeasy. I mean, we're halfway there. We can't hear him.
Oh, is he talking? Oh, okay.
He was muted.
Yeah. Maybe he's the one that had a problem. I heard a feedback on Mike and some earlier.
It might be. Yeah, there might be something wrong with this mic. Yeah, now your mic's.
Now it says you're muted. But
yeah, try to unmute and try to talk again.
I think I might be having a problem with my
There
headset.
you go.
Yeah, it wasn't muted, so I don't know what the deal was.
Because I heard something earlier, like I was like, oh, it's like in my ears. I was like, I thought something happened. It was like a feedback, a glitch or something.
This is a secondhand thing, headset. That
I don't know. Anyway, Zach said you want to go next.
Oh, am I going next or Geeky? Okay, sure.
Well, Jeff, do you need to go next so you can get out to see Abigail?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have 40 minutes, so I don't think
Okay.
he'll take that long.
Well,
I don't take that long because I don't have as many books,
Yeah, I know. That's what she said.
and I don't. That's better than your last one.
That's what she said.
that's what she
Well,
said
so
too.
you'd rather you give me more credit for attacking your physical prowess than your beloved Lord of the Rings franchises.
Yes, because the one about my physical prowess was actually funny.
The fact that you claim to have physical prowess is kind of funny.
That's also true. All right, number
Look who's talking,
5.
though.
Got 5 books this week. Number 5 is Ultimate. There it is. Ultimate Black Panther. This is issue number 3. I like it. It was getting kind of slow though, and then I got to the last couple of pages. I was like, okay, now it's picking up. Now I'm gonna all right.
Excuse me, if there's a channel called Geeky Puppet Show, we're suing. That's
Well, what is it?
Geeky
All kinds of trouble typing tonight.
I know. The Puppet Show.
it's funny because it's true. You look
It's funny because it's true. Darn you, cat. Darn you. Then number 4 is Batman World's Finest, issue number 26. Normally I hate these guys. I hate the imps. But this book made them okay. I like the magic armor for Superman bit. I thought that was pretty fun. How it looked like Batman armor, and he just spray painted the Superman shield on it. I was like, that's pretty funny. And then when like Robin tries to use all of Superman's powers and he like overloads, and Mitsupuk is like, I told you not to do it.
Like I said, the best part for me was that Superman giving the advice to Batmite was really like the heart talk.
Yeah. It was a good issue. I mean, it's not surprising. It's been good. World's Finest has just been like continuously good.
If you take Mark Waid's name off of there, more people would probably buy it.
Okay, but then what if you replaced him with any other writer?
No, I'm saying keep him on there, but just have someone else put someone else's name on there instead.
Yeah, he wouldn't let that happen.
I know he
Who
would.
would take? Are you saying not have him write the book?
No,
but then
he's
don't
saying
give him
have
credit?
No,
Right.
dumbass. I said
But not
take,
put his
take his name
on.
off the book, but have him still write it though. Put like someone else, like a pseudonym name. You know,
like a synonym. Well,
It's
he
like
wouldn't go for
Samuel
that.
Clemens being Mark.
it's like Crystal Gage for Dan Slott. We buy Crystal Gage stuff because we don't want to read Dan Slott stuff.
Maybe. Number 3, Cobra Commander. This one was really good because this guy, the Nemesis guy, I was like, why is he there? He's kind of boring, except for the last issue. But now he turns out he's really just there to kill Cobra Commander after he finds the Energon.
Yeah.
So I like this Cobra Commander because he can actually fight. He can actually like put stuff up his sleeve and like defend himself. He's not like Weasley like the regular
glad
Cobra
he's
Commander is. So this was like he goes at the guy with like a chainsaw. Like he does not care. He will use any. He's a scrappy Cobra Commander. I like him. He's good. And then it wraps up. Is this only a 4-issue or is this a 5-issue story?
I don't know. I thought they're all kind of miniseries.
They are miniseries. I think this might be. No, there's one more issue. It goes up to 5. Okay.
Because
it goes up to 5. But it looked like because at the end of this one, it looks like it was going to lead into the Destro miniseries. That's coming.
What I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to see him teaming up with Destro and saying screw the Cobra Law because how they betrayed him. They're going to bump him up.
Probably. Oh no, he's probably going to go on a revenge path towards Cobra Law, probably.
Yeah, which I want to see.
But yeah, so yeah, that was really good though. That was a really good. I don't know if I liked it as much as the previous issue where he's like being held captive by the Dreadnoks, but it was really good though. Issue number 2, my number 2 pick this week is House of Brainiac, Superman. This is issue number 13. Yeah, really great issue. I enjoyed this a lot. The Superman moments were great. Him having the chat with Lobo was great. I gotta say, the confusing part, because I read Green Lantern. I read the last Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Nowhere in there is, he's at Guy's bar, but there's no Guy Gardner. There's no, I guess maybe Green Lantern. We got to wait for like part 2 of the next back issue story. But really good issue though. I actually like the stuff with like all the different characters like as they're assessing their situation on Brainiac's ship. Like Livewire's trying to break out, and Banshee and Connell, and I did like I like that they're remembering. Oh yeah, Supergirl and Brainiac from the Legion were, they knew each other. So I like how they referenced that. And then the ending was really cool. It had some fun shenanigans, like they're shrunk down and they're still tiny when they break out. I enjoyed that. The Honey I Shrunk the Kids fan.
I'm gonna pistol whip the next person who says shenanigans.
Shenanigans. I like shenanigans. Fun word. Final book, though, my number 1 book of the week, surprising nobody who knows me, is Jay Garrick Flash. I got the variant. I sprung the extra buck for it because I like it. Also, it has Wally on it too, so it's like a double win, and Jesse Quick, so triple win. Jesse Quick.
No, who's one before that?
Wally.
Who's that?
Wally West.
I know he used to be a character at DC, but
he's still a character. Yeah, this was great. I really enjoyed this whole story. Definitely more. Yeah, it is. I think you nailed it. It is more sentimental than the Sandman story was. Definitely had a bigger emphasis on like family and family relationship. I like what they did with Professor Hughes. It seemed like he left it kind of open-ended because somebody approaches Dr. Hughes at the end, like someone in the shadows. So I would like to see this get.
Maybe it'll pop in the JSA book.
But maybe. But I love it. I love the family picture at the end because he did the same thing at the end of his Wally West Flash run. There's like at the end of the 1 Minute War, there's like a big group picture with all the Flash family and some JSA family in there. So, wait, what?
I guess that means Cy Spurrier is going to do the next Jay Garrick Flash.
And the reason I think the reason why they don't have Wally West anymore is because he's not gay, so they probably.
I want to point out at the end of the actual it says it takes place before issue 6 of current Flash. That's when this takes place.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that little note. I haven't read anything past issue 1 of current Flash though, so maybe when a trade comes out, I'll breeze through that.
I've read a few of them. Hate reading, just to see what worse they could do, and yeah, it's something you should avoid.
I don't have time to hate read. But that's it though. That is all 5 of my books. Came in right at $20.
Wait, is that why you gave up reading Fantastic Four?
I gave up reading Fantastic Four because my budget was only for 100% bangers. Fantastic Four, as fun as it was not a 100% banger. It was 80%.
Yeah. I know.
No, I got it. I'm just not.
About that? Are you sure?
I'm not
sure. Or you just piece it together when I did that. Because it sure did seem, like that you just went with it, like if you. No, it's I'm calling shenanigans. Come at me, bro.
No, I'm just wondering how many people just didn't get the reference.
To what?
Super Troopers.
Oh, I've never seen Super Troopers.
Oh, I didn't get it. I didn't see the movie, so I wouldn't have gotten it.
I saw the movie like 20 years ago.
Great movie.
I would say
20 years old? Oh, God, I feel old.
It's early 2000s, dude.
Jeez.
Oh, shut up.
God.
Great movie.
Glad I trimmed this down. I can't see all the gray in it now. Okay, that's it.
Oh, you want it?
Oh, wait, no. I did get something else. Hang on.
You want to hear something that's really old?
After what you just said, I hope it's herpes.
Do you know what's really old?
They're in the next room. I had to go get
singing Heaven and Hell.
The herpes.
I had to go get because I found y'all know like those little JSA.
If they're in another room, that's a huge amount of herpes, bro.
Wait, what?
He said, "Here I got something," and he said, "After what you just said, I hope you get herpes."
No, I said I hope it's herpes.
But you said it's in the other room. He's like, the herpes?
So Hangman said if it's in the other room, that's a big. Never mind.
No, y'all remember those JSA, those little figures that I had, like the 2 boxes were? Okay, so the 2 characters that were missing were Jay Garrick and Alan Scott because they came in a different box, like a different set.
I know
Which
Alan
is very
Scott
hard
comes a
to
different
find.
set because he's.
Alan
What?
Scott doesn't like boxes at all.
Well, I found them. I found them outside the box. So
Of course you did.
got that, and then I found the Jay Garrick one. So now the team is complete. Now I just have to find something to display them on. So, but yeah, these guys, I found them on eBay. But yeah,
That whore.
they're really, really cool. Or at least I think so.
They are.
Yep, but that's it. That is legitimately it. That's all I got this week.
Alrighty.
Alrighty then. I have 6 and then some back issues.
Y'all need to go see a chiropractor for y'all's backs. All these issues.
Hey, you mean a psychiatrist, not a... Did you
Man,
say chiropractor?
I feel like I want to start drinking every time he makes those bad jokes about the backs.
Trust me, I
can.
want to drink too, but that's it's not good for me. Okay, I have 6 and some back issues. Okay, this one right here, disappointing.
I was going to see news. Is that good for you?
What? I would have thought you'd have given that up after issue 2, like I did.
Yeah, I
Took me
should have.
2 issues to realize
Wait.
if you put your name above the title and you have no pedigree, the book's going to be terrible.
I just saw the name Zoe Thorogood and I just walked by. And he looked at the tear up, and I just said,
I have no idea who that is. I'm just wondering if she's the sister of George.
No,
What?
she's
Wait, the sister of George, she'd be really old.
she's really fond of Zoe Thorogood, but she's a typical young leftist. So yeah, no thanks.
Okay, number 5. Hulk, or giant-sized Hulk, number 1.
That's not the Hulk. He's bald.
Yes, and he has horns. He's kind of horny too.
Boo!
Okay.
Zach, you're just jealous that someone else can use your jokes to get laughs.
And so this one actually is kind of a bridge between the ending of the last Hulk and I guess maybe the next.
Wait, Hulk? Was it called Hulk the Bridge?
No.
I'm gonna do silly eyes later.
And this one actually has, as opposed to the last Hulk, this one actually has good art in it. But it's a kind of a continuation.
But does it have good storytelling?
Yeah, this one was actually good. Who wrote it?
Phil Kennedy Johnson?
Yes, actually it was. But then there's a second story. See, this one actually had to say that this is better than the last art in the last one is not saying much, but you should have seen the art in the last book. I think I showed it to you last time. It's actually halfway decent. But then there's a second story to it, which is Peter David. I guess at the very beginning of the Pantheon series. I don't know if you remember that from the 90s.
That would be Breen. I think Peter David Hulk, maybe.
Remember the Peter David Pantheon series?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is at the very beginning of that. So probably a reprint. 6.5. Okay, 4. Salmon Twitch number 2.
Oh yeah, that's that Todd McFarlane book.
Yes. And
who's writing it though?
Todd McFarlane.
That's why I didn't get it. Hope you enjoyed it though.
And one of my favorite artists, Kudrat.
Funky is into the chat.
He's a very good, the art in here was incredible. Nice. Really good story.
Todd's a good artist. He just does not that great at writing. He needs a co-writer.
But
he has a co-writer.
Just look at the art in here. It's just.
Well, that co-writer needs a co-writer.
But the story is pretty good. But that's for 3. number 26 of World's Finest. We've talked this one to death.
No, you can give us your take on it.
I loved it. I mean,
what was your favorite part?
Just there was a couple different parts, like the who wants superpowers? Oh, me! You know, that was.
If it's Robin, you know.
Yeah, it's just like Batman sitting there going, no, we don't need, like, the look he gives Robin when he's like, oh, me.
I mean, on the Titans, the only one who doesn't have powers is Robin.
Yeah, and the whole that very first shot where they're walking in, you know, like the typical action movie slow motion shot. The next page there was just like Batman's like, what the fuck? Because I thought I was going blind. You know, the whole. Yeah. And number 2, really good book, and I think this is it. Yeah, it says end. Probably set up for another one, but Invasive, number 4. It's written by Cullen Bunn.
Looks like a manga book.
Huh?
The art looks like manga style a bit.
A tad. Yeah, just it's really kind of twisted. It's about body modification and plastic surgery and stuff like that.
Like Colonel Hollywood.
Then number 1, which is the last book for this one, but it's shows that there could probably be more because it says the end for now. Jill and the Killers, number 4, from Omni Press.
Is that the sequel to Josie and the Pussycats?
No, it is not. It is about a young girl who her mother was a cop, and her mother car went into a lake or the ocean or something like that and disappeared. So she thinks mom is dead. Her father thinks she's missing just because they couldn't find the body. And she's been staying in the house for a year just to get over everything. And then when she goes back to school, there's a new girl who's hanging out with her friends. And they've all got into like true crime podcasts and stuff like that. And there's a mystery box type thing that you can order. And they send you like a unsolved true crime thing. And they order it and get one. And it's for their town. And they started investigating it. And then it turns out that it wasn't sent by the people who ordered it. They ordered it from, because that one shows up a couple days later. And they're trying to figure out why the people got killed and who sent it. Pretty good. And then
you know what's funny? You mentioned that book about the young girl. First, it goes to my mind is Gary Puckett in the Union Gap. Young girl, get out of my mind.
or that song from the 80s by Winger, 17.
She's only 17.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you probably don't want to be talking about that, you perv. Especially at your age, man. How old was the guy? And then we talked about this a little earlier. I know I picked up number 1, and I saw 3 today, and so I had to go back Thursday night or Wednesday night to pick up number 2.
You didn't care for the variants, or that's all I had left?
No, I like these better. And speaking
one
of
us, he's not one of us, Breen. He doesn't like the romance variants. No taste.
He's a man with 4 senses.
Exactly.
No taste.
We're in good company. You're in good company, Geekeasy. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, you know,
I hide my face too, Zach.
I've been told. Okay, I've been told I have. It's rare that I've been told that I have no taste. I've been told I have no tact and no common sense, but it's rare that I've been told that I have no taste. And,
stick around. We'll take care of that for you.
And when I say no tact, I have to look up what that word means. So
I said tax. Okay, that's a different word.
So you have a better shot of stepping on one than not having
yes,
it.
yes. And then when I went, I'm one of those people who will go in on Tuesday for my DCs, and then go in on a Wednesday for everything else. And you saw I only got one DC book this week, so I was like, okay, I want to pick up something just to give something to read. And I went and checked the back issues, and I found Batman Hollywood Night. And it was 1, 2, 3. There's a 3-part miniseries. It's an Elseworld, which is really kind of cool. It takes place in 1948.
Neato.
And Batman is not a real person in this one, and they're doing Batman serials in this one.
He's not a real person.
No, he's a comic book character, and
That's not good.
As opposed to real life, where Batman is a real.
Well, I mean, you say Hollywood Nights?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Or
Tony Danza, Michelle Pfeiffer, looking hot in there.
Or the song by
well, the song was made for the movie, I believe, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. Who
No,
was it?
no.
Bob
Seger,
Seger.
yes. It was featured in the movie, I believe.
Maybe.
Breen backed me up on this. Hollywood Nights was a song by Bob Seger, made for the movie.
Bob Seger, that's right. So I was wanting to say Pete Seeger, and that's an entirely different Seeger.
I don't know who that Seeger is, but
Pete Seeger is this like commie folk singer.
Oh, I'll just turn the page and get it over with.
Yes, and then I got the reference, by the way. And I picked up my
Don't
Comic-Con.
worry, don't worry. We're not gonna treat you like Zach. The joke went right over him.
I got it. I just and I picked up my Comic-Con passes yesterday.
Nice. Those are like $100 probably.
No, actually, it didn't cost me a red cent, but they're $200 a piece because they're VIP passes.
Ooh.
But we get there is a wrestling thing Friday night. This is next week
At Comic-Con.
Well, no, it's for Comic-Con. There's an Alaska Wrestling League, and they're doing something combination.
It's where you fight to get your own pass, right?
No,
Everybody gets together.
But they're having a battle royal, and Geekeasy is going to be the guest commentator.
Okay, so I always wondered if he passed on or something. He's still alive.
No,
okay.
No, he's
I'm
going to be up
shocked.
here next week.
I haven't seen him at any of the what do you want to call it, the Illuminati, where they have WrestleMania. They
Alumni.
have they
Illuminati is something totally different.
The Illuminati.
And then with the passes, you get in an hour early before everyone else, and you get front of line privileges and stuff like that.
$200, I better be getting dinner too with these people too as well.
And
that's ridiculous.
I like I said, I didn't have to pay for them. So
how did you get yours?
My cousin, I take his brother-in-law with me.
Oh, so he paid for them?
Yeah, because he can't really go on his own. He's autistic. And so I take him out.
Did you say autistic or artistic?
Autistic.
Okay.
And he's a really cool kid. I wouldn't mind I would have paid for my own anyway, but he's not going to, if he sits and volunteers, I'm like, fuck yeah, And so,
right.
And
I need
we get all sort of extra stuff and all that. But, and they just announced a new person today, which was
brand new person.
New guest.
Really?
A new guest, Karen something. She was the
avoid Karen, run the other way.
She's the second Yellow Ranger.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, okay, I remember that.
Karen something.
The second after Trini was the black girl.
Yeah.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it gets confusing if you so you've never watched the series. There's been like 13 or more.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of Rangers.
And the cool thing is my friend, he loves the Rangers. Those are, he's got. I had to take him to SensiCon a few months ago, and there's someone from some anime star, a voice actress, and he went nuts when she was there, and he got a lenticular poster signed. And so there's someone here this week, this one, who's also in it, so he wants to get that signed, and then he also wants to.
Wait, was it a pull-up poster like in the magazine that just drops out?
No,
Oh,
she wouldn't have.
Well, I don't know if it's the anime magazine. They have those anime magazines.
No, we're talking the voice actress, not the actual character.
Okay.
But speaking of JMS, I actually get to meet someone from Babylon 5, and that's the one I'm really excited about going to see.
Claudia Christian. Claudia Christian. Okay, I was gonna say because otherwise I want James Edward Olmos. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah, but that was Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I don't care. I want to meet him and ask about Miami Vice.
Yeah. And see, the weird thing is, I don't know if I want, because most of the people that I've met at cons from Babylon 5 are dead now. I met
kind of makes it hard to talk to them, I guess.
The Doctor, he died. Jeff Conway, he died. Jerry Doyle, he died.
Honestly, within 20 years, that's going to be half the people that started in the 80s movies.
Yeah, but she was in this movie called The Hidden in 1987. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, it was hidden really well.
Oh!
But she plays a stripper in this one with this really nice black dress. And
what's it called? The Hidden? I must investigate this.
Yeah. They kept it hidden pretty well, right? Yeah. But the ass is.
This is we're gonna ask all the children in the stream to stop watching.
Okay, the buttocks are exposed, and I want to ask her if it was a stunt double or stunt buttocks or not.
Stunt buttocks.
Is this your ass? Is the phone of it? Security.
She'd be like, "No, the ass is asking me the question."
Honestly, honestly, a lot of times they do have stunt doubles come in. Because some people don't want to show off their butts and stuff.
Yeah,
it's weird. You know,
that's why I was going to ask that. But
do you really need to know that? No, I mean you're probably jerking to it regardless who it is.
I don't need to know it. No, it's not a matter of life or death.
He just wants to know.
Yes. Who wants to know?
What?
What? Don't know. I don't know. But is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Alrighty then. I'll throw myself back into the lines then. Right here. Alright. So I was going through the big box store and my Kelly Conk shop. That's like I want to go to. And man, it's keyword that I brought up by Gary Puckett in the Unigap before because I picked up a lot of Puckett books.
You know, if I saw that, I probably would have just said Puckett.
Yeah. Good joke.
No, not really.
That's number 27. Here's 29. Just filling in some gaps that I had. Get some more books.
I like filling in the gap. Sorry.
Go to your movie.
The thigh gap.
Yeah, go see Annabelle or Abigail, whatever, and then talk to Briar White for me. So,
who?
Number 30.
Huh?
What? Bray Wyatt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I said go talk to him. meaning go keel over.
Yes. Take a trip with the Undertaker.
I don't know if it's supposed to be V for Vendetta or who his character is yet. So
no, that's a character.
That's Anarchy.
Oh, is that really? That's what he looked like.
Dang, old school,
dude. But I want. Do you think I can still win? If I enter now.
You know, gosh, it would have been cool if I'd gotten some new books this week.
32.
Some new books or some old books?
No, I said some new books since I got skipped.
Oh, you skipped it. I'm the favorite son this week, confirmed.
Well, no, because I want to see what he has for last. That's what I think. That's what. So
good save. You're still my favorite.
Oh, geez.
Because he said he has something better than what I have. That's what I want to know. Also, I know if I go last, I'd be like, well, Breen had the printed books.
Where are his organs?
I don't know, but he's doing the what was that movie? Platoon, or was that what was the other one? With Robert De Niro, where he's Apocalypse Now. He's on the ground. It's all right. Yep. So reprint plus 2 new pages. Now, so this is this is the first new, all new, all different.
Nice.
And also, he does say Bagora in this twice.
Bagora.
So here's something that Zach probably doesn't own.
There's a lot that I don't own. You actually went back and bought that. That thing looked insanely expensive.
No, this is number 2.
Oh, okay.
Number 1 was like $80.
Yeah, I know. It looked insanely expensive.
I might go back and get it.
You madman.
Number 7.
Was that $1?
No.
Well, I mean, it's right there on the cover.
Well, at the time it was.
No, at the time it was 12 cents.
Well, I mean, inflation.
No.
But
See, Zach, that's what the cool kids are getting.
That's what the cool kid. Well, I was never cool.
all right. Let's see what Mr. Breen has. He said he could top my Spectre books.
Sadly, we are aware of that, but well, we're going to talk about the new books first. And yes, I also got the 3 romance covers
Because he is a man with
Y'all got
5
all
senses.
3. Y'all got the same book 3 times.
No, there's 3.
Oh my
issues,
gosh,
1,
Zach,
2,
can
and
you
3.
just like think before you speak?
Yeah, gosh, we got the same books. We live 4 states apart and never see each other in person. Oh,
Leave Zach alone.
leave Zach me alone.
Oh gosh, that video is old as dirt. Wow.
And he's now a girl now. Apparently.
Is he really?
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
Who is
That the lead
Leave
Britney
Britney
alone guy.
alone.
that? Was a guy,
That was
Yeah.
original was
Not
a guy,
anymore.
but now he's a girl.
of course.
Or he says he's a girl.
And Elvira, this does not seem to be going anywhere. But
I mean, tentacles, boobs exposed. You think it go somewhere.
It's still
Going somewhere.
you're an old racist and blah blah blah, and the bad guys are still trying to get the next.
Wait! The actual viral actress start? Did she show up and start telling, "Hey, we got to start going woke for this"? Because she's
but David Avalone is woke.
Oh, okay.
And so, since everybody else has decided it's okay to say bad things about H.P. Lovecraft, he's following.
And that's Dynamite, right? Too.
Yeah.
See, it's what I mean. Dynamite is hit or miss. You got to be really
careful. I mean, it's entertaining, but it's kind of disappointing that they felt the need to remind everybody every issue. It's like, anyway.
Hi, my name's Alex.
It's kind of MP3 NPC behavior.
Yeah.
The agent, we already talked about that.
What do you think of the ending?
Well, I said it's kind of open ended. Whether if she joins, there's a sequel.
Yeah.
And so they'll decide if it's something they want to do or not. When the numbers come in.
Think it was a washout?
I didn't. You liked it better than I did, but it was. But I liked it. It was worth reading. And like I said, I don't know if I would have gotten them without the homage covers, but still. Because
originally you did on the first 2 issues, you're kind of like, I'm kind of dipping off here. But
I finished. So, Bond, excellent. What a lot of fun that is. So this was so much fun.
Great book.
Like I said, that Bond, that opening page right there. Well, we had to cut it off because the head was stuck in the helmet.
Yes, and Superman also. I said this is yes for an event. I realize it's kind of a miniature event.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's self-contained too. Really, yeah. It's just going through Superman and then Power Girl. That's it.
I got this.
out the window next
Ventris Carmilla.
Yeah, this, I guess, is a reproduction of a famous Frazetta painting.
I think most of them are.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
all of
but I
them are
don't-
for Frazetta.
But I think this is someone. I don't think this is the piece. I think it's someone doing it. You know, doing a
Yeah.
homage to that. Let's see.
Homage.
And pick that up.
Nice.
Nice.
She's got
This is
it.
really, really, really cool.
Wait, sorry. He's got it. Oh, baby, he's got it.
Wow. That's actually very good joke.
Looks like a hardback too.
It is.
He's old.
And this has the. Let me see if I can
Does
find
it
it.
have all the ads in the letter pages too?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they had letters pages back then, but I mean, it in this particular book. But
Look, he's marking his pages with this.
Ah, shit. I'm trying to find the last issue because
That book's got his DNA on it, so whoever inherits it, they can clone a Breen.
okay, yeah, this has the very famous cover that everybody's seen before.
Yup.
And that's, yeah, there's Free Comic Book Day.
Yep.
Get out of the way.
Hey,
Free
what are those?
Comic Book Day
Trader Joe's?
is doing. Yeah, it's Tangent. Free Comic Book Day is doing a Fantagraphics book to promote this series that they're doing for Marvel, and that cover is the cover of it.
Nice.
And I'm kind of surprised that, given that Free Comic Book Day is aimed at young kids,
Right?
that they would do that. But I'm happy to see it because I can't remember the last time I wanted anything on Free Comic Book Day. But there's that and Flash Gordon Zero. So
Flash Gordon, I was gonna say Flash Gordon has a free comic book day.
That's probably the most intriguing book I saw that's coming out because we were looking at it last night online or offline. I was talking to Breen about this. So like, there really isn't anything I'm really looking forward to. Probably that Venus or
For free comic day, you mean?
yeah. There's the
Energon universe. They have a free comic.
But is it because a lot of times they have rehashes. There's nothing new in it.
yeah, a lot of times,
that's
and
a good
or
question.
or eventually the material will be covered in something that's not free. Yeah, because I've never been to a Free Comic Book Day.
Can
Really?
you imagine? The Energon book, it's a restore that's a reprint about all this stuff, and at the end it's like a new thing. It's like this is the first appearance of that character now in the Free Comic Book Day. Son of a bitch.
Oh, never mind.
Like,
That's I picked up a couple books from that box I was working on, and
so yeah, Free Comic Book Day is this basically like sometimes they limit you to like 4 books, but it's basically you go in there. I mean, and then you just grab your book and that's it.
Yeah, ours
That's
they
cool.
say it's like 4 books, or it's like 5 or 6 if you come in.
Squadron.
Mine, I
Sinister?
think, it is limited.
yeah, this
to
is the
3 or
first
4.
full appearance, but this is the first appearance.
That's cool. So you'll be sending those to me? Oh, actually, you shouldn't have showed that to Zach because those are both SS books.
Go checks.
Go check.
We actually have the first Poison Ivy and the first Batgirl at the store right now,
Oh wow.
in really beat up shape. So
I-
they're affordable, but
Yeah. What are they going for?
$2 and $2.50.
That's not affordable.
Well, I mean, considering
Yeah,
that,
very different definitions of the word affordable.
I can't afford them either. But considering Batman 181 in 9.4 is thousands, two doesn't seem so bad, but it is missing the centerfold.
Centerfold. Wow, Zach knows that song.
Yeah,
Zach,
I know that song.
who's this? The band?
Oh gosh, don't ask me that. Oh,
I know,
God.
I know.
I know. It's Jay Gill's band.
Thank you. I knew it was something band.
Captain America 114,
Why is Hank
The
Pym
man
look
behind the mask.
and a couple.
That's cool.
I had this when I was a little kid.
That's
So I had a sentimental streak, so this was beat up. So I figured I'll get and buy
Did we
that.
read that one on the channel? I feel like we
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
And then
that's good. That is a great issue. Go check out the video we did. Captain Stacy was drunk the whole entire time. I don't know what's going on.
And this is one of only, I think, 7 cover appearances for Gwen Stacy while she was alive.
Yep, and she was a bitch.
6 and the 7th when she was dead.
And she was a bitch, according to her dad.
Yeah, it's weird though, because I mean, considering she was only alive for about 90 issues.
Yeah,
but she was only on 7 covers.
How many was Mary Jane on?
Not that many, and at the time, I mean, she's obviously been.
Well, Mary Jane. What was it? What she was her first cover appearance? Is like in the 20s, I think.
No, Mary Jane's,
or was it like
first cover appearance is probably 59, where she's dancing.
Yeah,
in that silver disco ball dress.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. I should get going. I gotta go stop and get gas.
Well, I think you already had it, but well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that reminds me of a friend of mine who had to put gas in his car, so he wouldn't try to put Taco Bell in it, and it didn't work.
Why is that Mary Jane not more prominently featured in the Spider-Man comics than Peter?
Excellent question.
God, speaking of, I was looking at next week's books. Creature from the Black Lagoon comes out next week. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But there was the second issue of Mary Jane and Black Cat. How bad a book does it have to be to where straight guys have no interest in a book called Mary Jane and Black Cat?
That'd be pretty bad.
Do you know what also comes out next week? And I'll be talking to him on the channel next Tuesday.
Zach.
King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Joe
Corallo. That comes out next week?
Yeah, the trade.
Oh, okay.
It's $15, but totally worth it. Also, Showcase 22 facsimile is next week as well. Yeah. We can also get another Duke and Dawn Runner issue 2 as well.
Yeah,
they're also releasing issue 2 of Feral and Booster Gold, the complete 2007 series.
Dick Tracy comes out next week too.
Well, we knew that's going to happen. It's 2024.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
And the next Madripoor Knights from Claremont, and the next Ultimate Spider-Man.
Pine of Merrimack, Dazzler's first appearance.
Do we know who's writing Dick Tracy?
Hang on, I can pull it up.
His boyfriend.
Hey, I'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you, Jeff.
See you.
Yeah, later, man. Most likely, who's writing him is going to be his boyfriend.
Michael Morecci and Alex Segura are the writers.
Okay, I've heard of both of those people.
Yeah, I think I've heard Alex Segura's name.
So,
artist is Geraldo Borges.
Never heard of him.
I never heard of him.
Pine of Merrimack is next week as well. Issue 4. Ultimate Spider-Man number 4. The facsimile is also going to have X-Men 130, the first appearance of Dazzler. And then the X-Men Epic Collection, Fatal Attractions with Wolverine, or not Wolverine, but it's a famous cover. They have Gambit hugging Rogue on it. So all the guys are still salty about X-Men 97. It's another reminder. We'll be
Alex Segura wrote a bunch of Archie, verses.
Why am I still on the full screen?
Because you're beautiful, Breen.
Yeah.
Archie versus Predator.
All right, hold on. I'll put
Betty Veronica.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
He also wrote some Spider-Verse stuff, but it looks like he's written more.
Like I said, I mean, there are still books coming out. Now, there are a lot of crap books, sure, but there's still some stuff if you dig deep enough, you can find stuff. A lot of new issues coming out as far as books that we just talked about. Pine and Merrimack is another indie book that you guys should be checking out. Really cool story about a husband and wife detective team where he's the muscle, and kind of I don't want to feel like last week's Fantasy 4 with Alicia and Ben being the muscle. Someone's been reading Pine and Merrimack. North North has probably been reading Pine and Merrimack and saw that and said, you know what, I'm gonna do a story somewhere. Duke is next week as well. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that. The next episode they shoot Duke, Ghostbusters, back in town. Wolverine, Madripoor Knights. I said, what else is out next week? And honestly, like I said, I'm just excited to talk to Joe about his new book. And I'm gonna have to, because like I said, I'll be talking before I read it though. That's a problem. Joe, give me.
Okay, so Undead, is that a sequel to the one that came out last year? Because it was so far down in the listings.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's. I guess that's one more. But yeah, there's next week's gonna be pretty.
Call to the Welkin Boy
Yeah,
initiation.
next week is pretty stacked as
Yeah.
far as the books go.
Oh,
Ew,
wrong one.
shoot.
Yeah. Call to that Welkin Boy initiation. We can't wait for part 1 of the Columboa story. Yeah.
And so yeah, our store got in the bags that I use, which I didn't think they were ever going to get them back in.
The Myler?
The Comic Pro line.
Okay.
And so even with my insane discount,
They're expensive.
I spent over $100 this week on
Jeez.
comic related shit.
Good lord. It's a lot.
It is.
Mine is this one. My shop gets these. This brand.
Yeah,
Ultra Pro.
Yeah, that's what we use that's what I use for the store. But I like the Comic Pro line because there's less glare and it's like a poor man's My Light.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they cube or they wrinkle just like everything else.
Yeah,
So I guess if you don't want your stuff to wrinkle, you gotta spend the ridiculous price for Mylar.
I've been getting the PCW ones too at the other shop.
Yeah, same thing. I said. I mean, I just thought about these. I fell in love with this style. I mean, it's it's just. I think this looks better. And, and part of it might be my imagination.
Are they slightly thicker?
I don't know. It's a different material. You can definitely tell. It's more stiff, but it also, like I said,
at your age, that's good.
They split. They split easier. So I couldn't get the I couldn't get the second Batman book into a magazine size, so I had to go get the Ultra Pro and use one of those because it just split it right down the side. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it, so I couldn't use one.
You know, you could ask us in the super chat. Maybe you'll find out.
Nope, I already told him not enough.
But I said nothing to do with that. But
my hair's already getting long in the back as it is, so I might have a mullet soon.
This box I was working on today, Count Duckula #1 and Biker Mice from Mars #1.
What?
Both of them are like $20 books. It's like,
dude,
what?
I would pay $20 for that just to have it. It's cool.
You know, I guess
it's probably not that great of an issue, but the fact I have nostalgia.
Fortunately, I said I'm too old for 90s nostalgia, so I missed out. But I do have a buddy that his goal was to get every Marvel comic ever published.
Jeez.
And he's not that far off. I mean, I don't think he's got like I don't know that he'll ever get the AF-15 type stuff.
Does he have a warehouse? Store the stuff?
God, I don't know where he puts it all, honestly.
I mean, that's having a comic book store, but it just has only Marvel back issues. And even then,
it would be about as much as my old collection was.
Jeez.
And that's not counting
that's like 100 long boxes.
Well, no, I had 255 long boxes.
Jeez.
And all the Marvels would probably
I'm running out of room right here as it is. And then I have a third stack row behind me growing. And then I got that upstairs as well. Plus, you got this stack here.
Yeah,
I'm running out of room.
I stop by, I stop by New Comics regularly in like 2012. So there'd be 12 years on top of that. And there were a lot of Marvel things that I didn't buy that I didn't even realize existed.
So
I mean, because I basically had the superhero stuff and
like innovation. I'd probably easy to collect all of those. Probably, you think your titles?
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's a lot of junk there too, but there's some good stuff. Like the Dark Shadows, the Hero Alliance, Lost in Space. I would get those, and then some of the other things like Celestial Mechanics or
what was it called? Quantum Leap, wasn't that also an innovation?
Yeah,
went for like 9 or 10 issues.
Yep.
I would love to read those. and then one day just to read them because it's I like the show and I'm just curious to see if they're actually any good.
If I were going to collect a superhero universe or a company, I think the two that it would make the most sense to go after, like Jay's doing with Valiant. I mean, there are some expensive books like the early Magnus, the early Solars, and the first couple Harbingers are ridiculously expensive, and the last issue of some of them are, but 99 or 95% of it is very, very affordable and like dollar material. And
well, yeah, especially the Man of War stuff. At least I've seen there's a lot of them in dollar bins, 25 cents.
That's a different company.
Oh, sorry.
Are you talking about Exo Man of War? I was thinking
Exo Man of War. Yeah,
that's the Man of War that minus the Exo from Malibu.
We do have super chats available. Oh, you do have it. Sort of like Alicia. I couldn't see them on my tablet.
I did not see that either. But
thank you for the super chat, $4.99, dude. Let's go, cool regard. Yeah,
that's $1.25 a piece, right, for the four of us.
Well, YouTube's got to take their cut first.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do that kind of math.
We gotta somehow make it to $100 first before we even get paid out.
But I said the Ultraverse before Marvel bought it, that would be worth going after because that was all that was good.
I don't know, like I said, a lot of the stuff, indie books, it's hit or miss for me back in the 80s and 90s. But I mean, ones that do find in dollar bins have been great. The books that really weird me out is when I see Call of Duty in comic book form. Those are obviously like the early 2000s. I just never understood it. It's like, why do you want to have Call of Duty in a comic book form? The whole point is the game where you play the story mode and then multiplayer. People love that. But I guess I don't know. That's another game too weird because they went away from the story mode and they focused more on the multiplayer. That's one of the reasons why I stopped playing the game because I was like, I want to play single player, but I don't want to play like versus. If I want to do that, I can just play GoldenEye, which is a better game. Or Halo, I guess, is still doing stuff. Halo Infinite. Okay.
Rhaegar, I literally just got a haircut yesterday and shaved this morning. So
we wouldn't know because you're not on camera, Mr. Obscurious. There you go. Ah.
There, you asked for it. What do you want from me?
I was expecting Alan Tudyk, but I got you instead.
Hey, I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, no, man, I'd rather have Alan Tudyk.
I mean, I would too. Let's be fair.
I would take a towel sitting on the chair, this in there. What were you? Or just anything.
Okay, we don't need to be that hurtful. Jeez.
I just want to see Katharine Hepburn, Zach.
We got to bring that back. The variant Zachs.
We do.
I thought about that the other day, actually.
I was watching the video. We had Shark variant Zach.
Shark Zach.
Yeah, it came out.
I think I still have that mask somewhere too.
Well, remember before we even had him on, before we even knew who he was, there was Zach Richards, there was Zach Richmond, there was.
That's true. We have to give credit to the creator of that, though. Thank you, E.
Well, they really put up Black Lives Matter. Why not? That's basically everything now. I'm not trying to dissing Black Lives Matter and that stuff. I'm just saying I don't need anything political speeches in anything I read. The whole point is I'm escaping the news, all that crap stuff. So if I want to see Black Lives Matter, I'll go turn on the news.
So you don't want any sham bullshit in front of any of your videos.
I right now YouTube. All I see is Joe Biden this or my Senator Tammy Baldwin. I don't see anything for Trump. It's all one-sided. I'm like, if you're gonna bombard me, force me to watch these stupid commercials with Joe Biden, force me to watch a Trump one, or like I said, the better thing I could do is just get off of YouTube, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. YouTube, stop blocking ad blocker. Let us choose if we want to watch your ads or not. But I'm just kidding, YouTube. I love you. Please don't cancel our channel.
Mm-hmm.
Let us get to 1,000. Make some money off of you, while secretly hating you. But games are BlackRock funded. Oh no. That's the thing too. We were talking about Fallout and how like the corporations or like, everything. BlackRock pretty much owns a lot too. What was the other company that's in the United States that owns a lot? There's BlackRock, and there's another. There's like two of them that are like competing. They're going around buying up all the companies.
Could not tell you.
But yeah, he said straight up uninstalled the game. Dude, the last Call of Duty game I played is the one that had Ben Browder in it. The guy, if you're not wondering who Ben Browder is, Ben Browder was the guy from Farscape. He was John Crane. It was a futuristic. I think it was Black Ops 3. But and oh, wow. See, we talk about video games and he leaves too.
Yeah, I just saw where our little Pixel saw Spider-Man in the theater today.
Oh yeah, they're showing the Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah, it's the first time he saw the movie because it's funny that he's
because he was what was he, 2 when it came out?
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, he was born in 98, so he's 2 years old. So he never saw it. He saw his first movie he saw though was Spider-Man 2.
That's a good one.
Good Lord,
yeah.
What was it, like,
and I said, it all makes sense. Your parents dressed you up as you had a suit on. You're saying, "Curse you, Spider-Man!"
Probably put him in a little Hitler mustache.
No, that was Zach.
My bad. Oh, I can tell the one Pixel because of the finger size.
Marty says, I personally don't want to see any real world news stuff in my entertainment that I'm using to escape. Yeah, the whole point is fantasy, not inserting reality into fantasy. You know, that's why when I watch a lot of these shows, like I try to disconnect it from reality. So, but I guess
how does that work with The Rookie?
The Rookie, I haven't been watching the last couple of episodes. I'm like, so. But the Rookie's been okay. The Rookie's been
good though. Yeah.
The only thing that the Rookie had was during the whole riots and all stuff, they inserted a Black Lives Matter thing in there.
Yeah, they had like that story with Brandon Ruth or Ralph.
That was another Brandon. Yeah, but that one. But the one I'm talking about is the woman who basically refused protection, the black woman.
Because,
yeah.
I remember
And
that.
because she was, they were these white guys that targeted her. You know, these racists in a pickup truck. I was just like, I rolled my eyes and that stuff. But I saw a little spoiler. Something apparently Chenford is in danger. I don't know if I can handle that, Zach.
Wait, who? Wait, what?
Chenford, the relationship.
What? Oh.
I was watching an old clip from One Life to Live the other day. Ace's funeral, and Vicky's sons came back, and Joey was played by Nathan Fillion. They got him to come back and reprise it for one more day. And when he was on, he had an affair with the hot older woman that used to be married to his mom's. He used to be married to his mom's father. I think that's how that went. So Nathan Fillion, that's where he got his start, was on a soap.
Well, what year was that? Because he was on Two Guys, Girl, and Pizza Plate with Ryan Reynolds first. I remember that.
Oh, this was probably late 80s, early 90s.
Okay,
and he came back in 2004.
Yeah,
probably because they Vicky's sons, they had probably had 4 or 5 different guys play both of them.
I'm sorry, you say Vicky. Excuse me.
Oh no, I told you. I said the only time I ever talked to somebody at a convention was the Lost in Space dude.
Yeah,
because he was on that soap. He was a bad guy, and he had a ring with poison in it, and he shook the commissioner's hand and it killed him. Well, he started dating. He was going to marry Vicky, and so when I for anybody hadn't heard the story, I went up to the guy. I said, "I go, look, I gotta be honest. I said I've never seen Lost in Space, but I know you from One Life to Live, and I just wish you had shaken hands with Vicky." And the next thing he says was, "She was a cunt," and I just went, "Yes, I knew it."
No.
But anyway, like I said, I said I think I'm sure that because Nathan Fillion was playing the character when he had the affair with Dorian. So I think he probably had like a break in his schedule, and it was one day. He came back from one day. But
Nathan Fillion has been I think his success took off really for him is actually when he voiced Green Lantern.
Dude, success for him was when he was in Firefly. Like that's where he got big.
But wasn't he working on Green Lantern Everyone Light before that? When did that movie?
No, Green Lantern wasn't until far after.
Yeah, Firefly was 2005, right?
Yeah, early 2000s.
He was a villain on Buffy in like the last 2 seasons.
Because
he played like an evil priest.
Yeah, he was in because if you watch him in Two Guys Girl in a Pizza Place, he was on there with Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, and Fox. So the thing is like, and he was like the maintenance guy, and he was dating the girl who ended up being the secretary for Monk on that show, and they got engaged. It's like he was actually really cool in there.
Now, best role he's ever had was on Santa Clarita Diet. When he just that show.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Well, he was the severed head that they keep in the garage,
and he kept talking.
Yeah.
He is funny, dude. I like. He said him and Alan Tudyk are best friends ever since Firefly. So if you're not watching Resident Alien, there's when Alan Tudyk's character, Harry, walks to a restaurant, he sees this octopus, and he's like, and all of a sudden he starts talking to it. It's not what's his name. Nathan Fillion actually talking to him. He's like, you're gonna help me, Steve. They're gonna eat me and stuff. It's just like, so you see a couple of episodes later, he saves the octopus, but then he's like, I forgot that octopuses need to have water to breathe. So then he's like, and Nathan Fillion's character, he's like, if I'm gonna go, at least marinate me with butter sauce and enjoy me, my brother. And he eats them. He sees them later on. Like I said, so then because when they had a crossover event, because that was going on, so Alan Tudyk then shows up on The Rookie, then one of the episodes, and he as like a janitor for this place where these guys are doing some shady stuff.
He's a crime scene cleaner.
Yeah. So, I love it, and it's like those guys.
Did you guys like Castle?
I didn't watch Castle.
Never saw it.
Yeah, Castle was. It was CBS. It was a CBS show that wasn't on CBS, but it was enjoyable. I mean, you knew it was going to happen. I mean, you can say, "Here's what happens here. Here's what happens here." I mean, it was as formulaic as hell.
Yeah,
but it was, they had such chemistry. Stan Akatic was fantastic. Susan Sullivan played his mother, and they worked very well together. And the two cops, it was weird. One of them was a hitman that Jason had to whack on General Hospital. He pretended to be a doctor, but he was actually a bad guy. And he and his partner, everybody was likable on that show, and that's what made it work. Until they made the mistake that Moonlighting made, and they had him get married. And,
yeah. And
then they got the budget got so small that they booted her.
Wow.
And Castle without both of them was pointless. So it's
right.
Yeah. The one I want to watch is Con Men. It's a web series they did.
Oh yeah, that's the one that Nathan Fillion and Alex did.
And it's basically on Tudyk. He's a former actor. He was on a popular show like Firefly, but who guess who's still a popular actor? Nathan Fillion's character, who's on the show with him, and it's just like it looks cool. Go check out the trailer. I was watching it's on IMDb. Look up the Con Men with Alan Tudyk. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, what are you guys talking about in the chat here? We got here Crisis CW event was great.
Yeah, Zach, based on what I've heard you talk about, I think you would like Castle a lot. I truly believe that.
Probably would. I need to get around to watching it.
My friend said it was pretty good because he apparently he's an author, and then he's writing a book, so he basically gets involved with
he basically his job is to the police department lets him tag along, and then he ends up trying to help, and there's a lot of the go away, but he ends up always being right, and
then he has a teenage daughter too. Who's his daughter?
It was just a fun show. Like I said, there's to borrow one of E's quotes, it had all the depth of a Dixie cup, but it didn't need any more than that because it's just it it didn't take itself seriously, and it had likable people, which is, maybe that's what maybe that's what some of the CBS shows are missing. But it seems like that.
Castle, you can watch it right now on Hulu.
Nice.
Apparently.
The daughter was somebody. The daughter,
Oh, Molly Quinn is the actress. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
she was cool.
I'm just remember what was she? Was she in anything else?
I don't know.
We're the Millers. Hansel Gretel, the movie.
The one with Jeremy Renner?
Oh, yeah, she's also in Guardians of the Galaxy too, Volume 2. She's also in Avalon High.
Who's the daughter?
The daughter who plays, in Castle. Yeah, she's been in some other shows for it. But Stana Koenig, but those who don't know Stana Koenig, she was the voice for Wonder Woman in a lot of the DC animated movies.
I thought that was Gina Torres.
But not the one that could have been the first Wonder Woman movie. But Nathan Fillion, if I remember correctly, was Steve Trevor's voice, but Kerry Russell, I think, was Wonder Woman's voice in that.
I believe
the first one.
New 52 one?
No, it was predated New 52. This would have been done in about, I want to say 2007, maybe.
Okay.
It was like an hour and 40 minutes. It was really good. I mean, it thoroughly enjoyable and would have worked as a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, because Susan Eisenberg is the original voice actress from the Justice League.
From the Justice League cartoon, yeah. Man, really I love that show so much.
Honestly, that was smart of them. They actually released that cartoon series, because that's what got a lot of kids going into buying comic books, especially me, is watching the Justice League cartoons like in the Batman Beyond. I was like, dude. Then I discovered comic books. I was like, dude, do they have any of these at the cartoon show? I was like,
well, what helped, and this is something that I've been screaming for years.
They weren't woke.
No. There was a Justice League Unlimited comic book.
There was.
Yes.
There was a Superman comic book that was based on the series. There was a Batman animated series based on the cartoon.
They did it with the Teen Titans cartoon also.
Yeah, and that's why I said there should have been. What Marvel should have done was they should have left the 616 alone.
Yeah.
Should have had a movie, like a live action cartoon universe, and then had like a YA universe. Where you could have put like the Miles Morales, Kamala Khan's, America Chavez, and if they organically take off, then maybe you can promote them to the 616. And but as far as like the cartoon and movie universe, that's its own entity, and that there's no way you can convince me that wouldn't have worked. It's too late now, but
I would say you look at those early Marvel comics, or at least the Marvel cartoons. They didn't really do anything. I mean, they brought in Spider-Man, and I believe it was Spider-Man Unlimited. Yeah. Or not Spider-Man. No, that was originally one of the cartoons.
The all ages Spider-Man had nothing to do with the movies.
No, I'm not talking about the movies.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about MCU. I'm talking about
any synergy.
I thought there was there was a Spider-Man Unlimited series in the 90s or late 80s, 90s, somewhere that. I don't know but that was the cartoon was named that too as well. But they did try to incorporate in Ultimate Spider-Man, the one that people don't like because it came after Spectacular Spider-Man. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't like this."
Yeah, the Drake Bell show.
Yeah, Drake Bell show. Yes, and I don't want to hate Drake Bell, man.
I don't hate Drake Bell. I just like Josh Keaton's better.
Yeah, but anyway, so in this show, they introduced a Miss Marvel, not Carol Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Kamala Khan was not what you got in that book. That her book, she was actually likable. And it's just weird to see that, church.
Kamala Khan is likable everywhere, but in her own comic. Like the actress that plays
to be fair, her first series, she was.
Yeah.
Was she? Oh, okay.
She became almost like a filter for people's political views.
Well, actually, take it back. It wasn't Ultimate. I don't think it was Ultimate Spider-Man. I think it was actually the one. This was the last one they had, Marvel Spider-Man. That's what I think it was. She teamed up with Peter. And because the Avengers had been kidnapped or whatever, or they're I don't know, but they weren't there. So it was her, Ironheart, and Spider-Man, and they're all because this is a younger Spider-Man, so I mean they were doing some retconning, so Spider-Man was right around their age. And it fits for a kid show because most kids are not gonna really, you're not gonna know. And it fits, and you get to see them like Peter was Hydra agents were basically taking. I think they actually took the Avengers and actually were trying to steal their power and for themselves. They did the devices, and so Hydra was doing this. Hydra had their own high school, and I remember like the kids had to go. Like they had Peter Parker had to basically join this new school, pretend to be joining an infantry to be high school students, and then you also had. Kamal Khan was posing as a kid, and they kind of like they weren't on the same page at first because they had no idea who it was. So he was going to go snooping, and I said,
hang on a second. I'm not talking about adaptations.
Yeah,
Moran. I'm talking about just there should have been a separate universe devoted to that. It's like when Bendis tried to make his Defenders book like the Netflix show.
Yeah,
but it was still tethered to the 616. It just didn't make anybody happy.
And honestly, they should. I mean, but DC was smart about that as far as the whole Batman Beyond thing, and then get cartoon and turning into the comic book because it worked. Now they could have done that with other characters. We could have done that with Kamal Khan having a cartoon, and having the whoever. It's like legacy characters. Like Batman Beyond worked because he was a legacy character. You had Bruce Wayne in there. You had Kevin Conroy, which everybody loved. It was just a perfect thing. That's the only reason that Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis is probably because the whole show and because of fact he was a legacy character taking over futuristic stuff. So it was a new figure to create for people for kids of us to go, hey, where's the cartoon version? I want to see Terry McGinnis because in the comic books at the time before the show came out there was no Terry McGinnis. It was just Batman. So they created a whole new universe, whole new villains, and like I said, like the same with the. Like we got, only thing we had the point when Batman the series was on, we had this series was going on, this series. So when you got the Batman Beyond, I thought that was kind of cool because that's a whole separate universe, that wasn't really connected to the I guess whatever you call it, the main content, Earth 1 or Earth 0. So I like the fact that you're able to do that. I mean, I don't know if it would work as well with other characters though, because Batman and you had Kevin Conroy voicing the cartoon. So I don't know what cartoon you'd use, and who would be like you have to use a legacy character. Like
you could just use the guy that's voicing Batman and everything now.
Like what I mean, like for Marvel to do this, like would you Avengers Next, like they tried to do back in the day, and just do that and have the new characters. Like they were trying to do Avengers Wasteland, which is supposed to be in Logan's universe.
Yeah,
they were trying to. But I mean, I think that would have worked better as a cartoon series. Having to be the new thing.
It would have worked better if it ended after Old Man Logan.
Speaking of cartoon, do you guys remember Spidey XD?
Yes, so actually, it was Disney XD, but it was Spidey.
But it was on Disney XD, but it was a Spider-Man show. I thought I was saying that wrong. But that I thought was a fantastic cartoon. I don't watch many, but I don't know why I got hooked on that. But it had, the kid versions of Nova, Power Man, Iron Fist,
that's
Tiger.
That's Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, yeah.
Which I liked. I really liked it.
But it was Peter Parker, and I said, so that's what it was. That one, but it didn't really resemble the comic that much.
No.
There should have been one for that. Because that's kind of what's on my.
And that's the thing. I do love the Marvel cartoons, and I wish they would continue them in the comic form. Like you said, honestly, that's how you get kids in the shops.
There was a great Avengers cartoon, and they just jettisoned it and remade it as something that was just terrible. I can't remember what.
Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
No, we're talking about the original Avengers.
The first one was great. The second version was terrible.
What was there an Avengers cartoon before Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
There
were two versions. They canceled the one, came back, and it was, like all about Black Panther, and it was.
Okay.
He's talking about yours. Your favorite one is the bad one.
Hold on. So I want to clear this up. So you're talking about Avengers Assemble. Earth-Mightiest Heroes was the first one. Avengers Assemble was all about the heroes, after because originally they're deassembled, which was tying into the comic books. Remember, Avengers Assemble, they weren't together. So Avengers Assemble was them coming back together and being a team again. But the last season was focused on Black Panther because of the Black Panther movie.
Well, I think it was before that, but it just.
But Black Panther was not the focus at all until the very last season.
Well, and I might be getting that wrong, but I just know I really liked the one and couldn't stand the next version.
But there was one before that though. It was Avengers West Coast.
No,
no, that was Avengers. No, it was called. It was called Avengers United We Stand or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. The original one.
No, I remember that one because Hawkeye was the leader. It didn't have the big three in it.
Okay, so I think Rhaegar's backing me up here.
He is. I'm backing you up because the Avengers cartoon you're thinking of is the good one. They just
struck the cool out of it when they brought it back. It's like
think we like women cartoons. Confirm. Wait, I mean I like women.
And you might have liked the second one better. I mean, I'm saying that everything I liked about the one I liked was gone when it came back.
Well, yeah, the arts. I didn't care for the art style in the first one, Earth-Mightiest Heroes. I didn't like their, but it was really cool because it was more comic book based.
Okay, Zach transferred his four senses to you.
Okay,
saying, listen.
I'm just gonna say this: I did not like the art design, but I would admit though that it had better storylines.
God, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't recognize the art design if it.
Well, I didn't like. So here's the big difference. Hawkeye was his original costume when he debuted when he became Hawkeye.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Avengers Assemble, he had the glasses. He had,
It was dumb.
It was more comedy, and I like Troy Baker.
I'm still listening. I'm gonna eat a couple.
Hold up. Where'd it go? It's way down here. Here we go.
And Rhaegar, you're saying woke. Avengers Assemble wasn't woke. The very last season, though, definitely was. I'll say that. But the rest of the show for 4 seasons was fine. It wasn't woke. There was nothing woke about it. Oh.
Is this the right one?
And also, I mean, a lot of people use the word woke when it's not woke. I noticed that a lot too because people will I saw a trailer and they say it's woke. Like, obviously Fallout right now. Fallout, people are like, oh my gosh, this is shit. I don't want to watch this, and then it turned out to be pretty good. Same with X-Men 97. Oh, I can't watch this. This is shit. This is gonna be female protagonist.
So this is Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I don't look at the Hulk. I don't like that. That looks so weird.
He looks way better than this. This is yours. This is your show.
Yeah, and on this show, they actually focus heavily on Falcon being Falcon and trying to be Captain America.
That's fine. We don't have that here. I mean, there's no Falcon, but
no, you have
all these other characters. This is just the Disney lineup. You want to see any of these characters? Go see an MCU movie.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's the same voice actors.
Okay, that's fine.
It's basically they just kept the same show. They just changed the art.
But because I don't see Wasp. I don't see Yellow Jacket. I don't see Vision.
And you sure as hell weren't going to see Ms. Marvel.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, they do show up later in the series.
Ms. Marvel.
They're just on the main cast.
And she doesn't. Well, if she does show up, she doesn't look like this. She looks like Mohawk.
No, when she shows up, she's wearing the Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's wearing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. It went from this to the movie version, and I didn't. If I wanted the movie version, I'd watch the movie.
Also, just look at the difference in color. This one is just like bright. So
tell me, Rhaegar, tell me what was woke about Avengers Assemble.
He was kidding, right? I'm going to give you the lighten up, Francis from Stripes.
Anyway. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that earlier today.
Wait a second. Jeff, just watch the movie.
I know. Why is Jeff still here?
Yeah.
Apparently, he's probably waiting for the previews to get done.
We don't want you here when you are here.
Well, the previews are the best part.
Let's go watch. Yeah, that's right.
No, but
Well, guys, it's getting late for me. It's about 11:45.
sun's getting low.
Oh, Marania's right. Man, those people that were like, Storm's going to be a dude. Boy, they were wrong.
Yeah.
They was wrong.
And
Did you see the new episode?
Yeah. It's actually on this channel right here. You can go watch the review.
It's good.
She now has her original costume, which you want.
She got the original, which is like original Starfire.
Storm got her powers back, and then she caused giant 3 water twisters, destroying a town. And then she joined the cast of Spirit with the horses, chasing them.
No, that whole scene was they said Man of Steel was the inspiration for that scene.
I don't remember him chasing horses.
Well, no, but he goes and he like flies like through Africa or something. So, that's not what Storm does.
She now has the power like Sailor Moon powers, where she can transform her clothes into her X-Men outfit. But the best thing about it was we got to see Gabriel Summers in there, Vulcan, who was created in the 2000s, who was completely glossed over
during the Ed Brubaker.
At least he was created by a good writer.
Yeah. But he got glossed over.
I liked actually for shoehorning more continuity into something. I liked what he did because he was there was no redeeming Gabriel, whatever the hell his name is. He was just he was just a shit human being.
He really was, or a mutant.
Well, I will say, who was saying Storm is woke with a mohawk? That's one where our team, our guy gets the L.
I'll just say
the actual woke X-Men fans. That's the only version of Storm they know. It's a perfect case in point. Gabby Rivera in America. What version of the X-Men did she go visit? Mohawk Storm era. That's the only version that the wokesters know. So anybody that's saying that's woke, that's on our side.
People were when episode 2 came out, Wolverine was in the shower. That's the one they introduced Madeline Pryor. I think it was episode 2. People were I was watching. I saw on a thread on Reddit, Geeks and Gamers thread, people were saying, "Oh, Wolverine's gay now," and that's out. And like people were saying, like, "Oh, this show is trash, so woke." And so I was like, "It's like, dude, it's far from it." So,
look, part of it is just YouTube theater.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, Gary doesn't believe half the shit he says. Jeremy doesn't believe half the shit he says. The people lapping it up don't believe half the shit they're lapping up. It's entertainment. I mean that's where they're getting the entertainment that the shows stopped giving them. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, the people stop watching TV, so they just watch YouTube now.
Well, if the things you like stop being made for you, it's like Disney. I mean, there are a lot of valid points. I mean, they admit Disney acquired Star Wars and Marvel because they wanted to add boy brands to their portfolio, but then they hired people that tried to turn them both into girls brands. And so if you're a Star Wars fan, there is very little for you to like now because what hasn't been wokeified has been Disneyfied. And so I said, if you want your Star Wars entertainment, you get it on shows like Nerdrotic when you're trashing them. That's where you get your Star Wars entertainment now because the shows themselves don't provide it anymore. I mean, it's right or wrong, fair or unfair. That's pretty much what
Gary,
it is now.
There's one thing that Gary should bring back to the show. Is what he used to do on Sundays, talk about UFOs and aliens.
Yeah.
I remember that. Him and Doom Cop would be on there. They'd talk about that stuff all the time.
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a hot minute.
Where
I forgot that guy existed.
Oh, it's because you don't watch I Love Comics. That's why. He was mentioned yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
Yes. But Chrome Dome, whatever you want to call it. Fake Chrome Dome. Anyway, though.
Anyway,
here's one thing we've learned is that Geekeasy will not leave us alone.
Hey, Bad Batch is fun. I like Bad Batch.
And that Breen is always correct.
Breen is.
I was on a mystical roll there.
He was. Look, Breen. if he gets to pick favorite comic sons, I'm picking my favorite comic dad tonight, and it's the guy.
Wait! You have more than one?
No, I don't actually. There's only one. There is only Breen.
You said I'm picking my favorite.
I'm like the Highlander.
Yeah, there is only one. There's only one comic dad. Perch hasn't reached back to me yet. So,
and speaking of Highlander, and
well,
also,
I'll reach out to him, see if I can get him to take you off my hands.
Jeremy Adams says he loves Rook, but he said he loves Redcoat because he loves Highlander.
Wait, no, you can't get him to adopt me though, Breen, because then RDV will hate me because he hates adopted kids.
No, I don't hate adopted kids. I just hate those kids because they're shoehorned in there because they said, "Well, we took away your John and Kent, aged them out, so here's some random kids you can have." It was crap. By crap.
Well, I'd like to thank Joshua Williamson for not using John Kent and just explaining it by saying he's off on a Titans mission.
And also warning me, so now I don't go pick up a Titans issue.
It's Tom Taylor. That should be all the warning you need.
I personally like to thank Tom Taylor for pissing off the people that buy his books.
Well, okay, now why was he getting death threats and
That's the thing. I almost bought the Nightwing issue to see because apparently that's where some of it came from, was the new Nightwing issue. From what I found out, he does not like writing Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair as Oracle. And even though Barbara Gordon has been out of a wheelchair for over a decade now, but some people were calling him like ableist because he didn't want to write her in a wheelchair. Like that's a reason to get upset.
I don't know. This issue was weird though. That it was a post. There was Dick Grayson's birthday, and there was a party, and using the money he got from Alfred left him because
he's still using that. He hadn't gone bankrupt yet.
No, he's
funding the whole city.
So he gave away his money that Bruce gave to him. So he's like, I don't need the money whatsoever. I think he gave it to Alfred. Did he give it to Alfred? I thought he did. And then Alfred
just had his own savings built up.
Anyway, when Alfred was bumped off by Bane, he gave his money to Dick Grayson. Who gave away all his money. So now he's rich again.
Yeah.
And so he goes up to Marv's Pizza Place. And it, of course, is in there Marv Wolfman, because Marv else has a writing credit on this issue as well. Mm-hmm. Marvin George's Pizza Places. George Perez. So I don't know. This was a reference to New Teen Titans where he becomes Nightwing.
Yeah, that was a neat little reference. Yeah. I'll give him credit for that. That was neat.
But the thing about the death threats and the burning his picture and all stuff, the people that were coming to his defense, they wanted so much to be able to say it was us. But they know they can't because they know it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's that audience they threw us away for that were doing that.
Yep.
And God, it was killing them. That was wonderful. And I said, you get what you reap what you sow.
You kind of did it to yourself there, Tommy.
According to Us Weekly, going back to the Nathan Fillion thing with Castle. The reason she left it is because there was bad blood between Nathan Fillion and Stan Akenic, off-screen tension.
Ooh,
that Nathan has been nasty to Stana for a long time. An insider said with the second source. Well, second source told us it got us on a hand that made Stan and Nathan go to couples conflict together.
I never heard that. I heard it was budgetary. So
yeah, but she's only 45. And Canadian and hot.
I can't remember the name of the movie. It might be called Stiletto, where she plays like a
Russian hooker. 2008. It looks good. She's also in The Librarian, Quantum of Solace. Absentia was a show that she was on. 2017 to 2020. I'm not sure what that's about, but it looks kind of cool. But dang, I gotta watch Stiletto now. That means I gotta let you guys go.
It's not as I saw that go. Yeah, I watched it. But Stan Akenic and what was her name? Michael from Warehouse 13.
Okay.
Did you ever watch that show?
I've seen certain episodes, but I never saw the whole.
I saw the Cody Rhodes episode.
Not the
It was
punky
pretty
one,
fun looking.
not the punky girl, but the
Punky girl was cute though.
yeah, but the other woman
Yeah.
that hung out with the main guy.
Joan Kelly.
No.
Joan Kelly. She's the brunette with the curly hair.
Yeah, well, not curly hair, but
Long. Yeah, she comes to the no love interest, right?
But, well, yeah, they were. It was a will they, won't they?
Yeah.
But you know why that guy we talk about. You know why that guy didn't get work?
Because he's conservative.
Uber conservative.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's pretty
Yeah.
much, he
and
lives for the Hallmark Network.
Rhaegar, you've never heard of Us Weekly? It's as popular as what was the other one? Okay, is it called Okay?
Rhaegar, I'm sorry, man. You were on a roll, but Kate Blanchett ain't all that. I'm sorry. I mean, she looks good for near 60. I will say that.
Wait, isn't Kate Blanchett in that new
Borderlands? The
she's
Borderlands,
the lead, right?
movie.
That is another weird thing. That should go to a younger actress. Instead, we got 60-year-old Kate Blanchett taking the
It also shouldn't have Kevin Hart in it. Kevin Hart is a comedy master, and the role he's playing is not a comedic role.
One last thing, sir. One last thing. This is my Columbo moment before we leave. Transformers Prime, or whatever the new one is.
Nope.
So I saw someone bitching like, why do all these cartoons, kids thing have to have comedy in it? Because they're aimed towards kids, you idiot.
It's still dumb looking.
Honestly, it's meant for kids. So you're an adult critiquing a kid's movie. I'm just going to point out that it's not meant for you. It's meant for kids. I understand you're a Transformers geek, but not everything.
I'm not even a big Transformers geek. I'm just a Daniel Warren Johnson fan.
I understand that, but I'm just saying it's supposed to be before he becomes Optimus Prime, before he gets the Prime things off. So it's and they're kind of like him and Megatron are kind of friends, kind of like and it's just them saving Cybertron from the lizard guys. Remember the guys with the tentacles? We saw him in the Transformers Energon, or no Void songs. Remember
Void
the guys?
Rivals?
Sorry, Void Rivals, whatever.
Void Song was completely different.
Yeah, but so anyway,
I doubt that this is going to hold to that lore, though.
No. But they shows you in the trailer. It shows the actual guys, the guys with the big heads, and they have the tentacle arms. They're the ones that are going on Cybertron on the surface, attacking them. So I don't know. Like I said, if you're a Transformers fan, you might like it. But if you're a person that doesn't like kids stuff, you probably don't want to watch Transformers. It's not called Transformers Prime. It's something else.
Transformers 1.
Yes, Transformers Prime all had the same art though. So it's something new. Yeah, and I mean, there's kid shows like people complaining they're what was it called? Disney Junior. It's the same style. It's been around for 20 years now.
I mean, to be fair, we were just talking for 30 minutes about Marvel kids shows and cartoons that were all really, really good and we enjoy as adults. So
I know, because those shows were aimed towards adults more than they were aimed at kids.
Really.
Hero was aimed more towards adults.
Not really. I don't think so. But okay. Anyway. Guys, I meant to leave like 15 minutes ago. I gotta go. I gotta work. I got an early morning tomorrow. But you all have a fun evening.
Aren't
I will catch y'all
early?
We're out closing shop.
Are we closing? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stick around.
Aren't mornings always early though?
No, some are more than others. Tomorrow I have like an hour and a half drive to go to a sales appointment. So I got to leave the house at like 6:30 to be there for 8. So.
All right. Well, I'm not reading off Rhaegar. He's getting a little vulgar now, so we intend to end it. But for those who
he's talking about vegetables,
eggplants, and balloons. But 9 people watching us, and did you notice it before we got to 17 people watching?
Yeah,
that was crazy. And then you and Geekeasy derailed it because he let me show the books.
Sure, blame us.
I have to. I can't blame the youth.
Well, I know, and I can blame you.
What youth? We have youth here?
What's a ute?
What's a ute?
Zach is a you. He's the youngest.
All right, say goodnight, Vegman.
Yeah.
Good night, Zach. And
That's
good
all he
night,
said to say.
John Boy.
Good night, Mary.
Good night,
Ellen.
Mary Ellen.
Good night, Grandpa.
Later. And also thank you for the super chat again, Rhaegar. Cool.
Yeah, thanks, Rhaegar.
Good night.